Welcome into the Chemistry Podcast, episode number 305, baby.
Yank. What's up? What's up? It's hotter than the fire of a fucking 1,000 suns here in St. Louis.
Is that a real saying or like a... I mean, I've heard someone say that before, but like, is that something that happened back in history? There was 1,000 suns that collided or came together?
Perhaps, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 suns ain't that. There's that many.
A lot of things that have happened you don't even know about.
No shit.
Yeah.
There's even more that you don't know about.
Well,
you know
probably
what I mean?
so. I've been
Even
reading
more.
a lot lately, though.
Oh, have you?
Mhm.
I bet you have.
You
What's
know,
going on?
You know, reading.
What's going on today? What's going on in the world right now?
Those astronauts are stuck up in space.
Because I told you about that.
Well, I already knew it too.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
What else? They are stuck in space, and Boeing's kind of like.
So what do you mean?
I think Elon's going to rescue them. They're stuck in space till I think February, which I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but it does put a damp cloud over Boeing again, and they've had a rough couple years, man. Boeing has,
yeah.
Why? Their planes are falling apart. The CEO, watch fucking Josh Hawley talk to the CEO of Boeing in some of these hearings, dude, and just listen to what's been going on with some of these big companies.
What's happening? The planes are falling apart.
You can see all this, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And, doors are flying off the damn thing.
Oh, my God. Really? Could you imagine? You ever been on a plane and had a terrible experience?
Yeah. God, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying turbulence.
No.
I'm saying terrorists. I'm saying doors flying off.
No,
I'm saying...
if you would have known about that. But there has been.
Because you see all these videos where people get arrested on planes and stuff like that.
Like I said this before, anytime I do go on a plane, which I hate flying, I truly do. I'm just so... unstable up there mentally. It ages me. Yeah, well, I haven't done it in a while. Yeah, dude. Even flying nice private jets, I still it's really weird, man. But no, Andy, that's not happened. But if it ever did, it's always on my mind. And I kind of look around, and I kind of look around to see who would help me with different things. If I'm next to you, I'm probably looking away from you and looking at the other guy in the back and saying, that guy's going to do something. Just give him a little wink.
Yeah, everybody does that.
But no one's like tried to open the emergency door. I've seen that a couple of times lately, or just people are really weird to the Stewies or start screaming. I have seen kids. I've seen, how's this? I've seen families letting their kids run wild, and be obnoxious. Some you can't help when they're young, they're crying. Nothing you can do about that. But when they're a little bit older and they're really obnoxious, and the family's not doing much.
Yeah. I've never really had a bad incident, although one guy turned around and he asked me if I was going to chew gum in his ear the entire flight.
Ooh.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
I was like, what? Was I really? Sometimes you get those.
Well, you're not very self-aware.
Bubble gums.
You're not very self-aware.
No, I've got great awareness.
No, you don't.
Oh, great awareness.
No, you don't.
I think a lot of people don't have good awareness.
No, I don't think you do at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think I'm very aware.
No, I think you're good at some things.
Like,
I think that's way down the list.
I understand people's feelings.
Well,
I know,
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah, I do.
No, I don't think you do.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
No, I do.
You've never even asked me about my feelings.
Like what?
You're always asking me about what's going on with your life.
Uh-huh.
But I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Well, you posting about, going against the Blues Warriors the other day.
Yeah.
That's not very aware.
That wasn't. I wasn't aware, but you embellished
that's a big deal.
And I talked to a few people the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hania, I call him Peter Sanya. If you don't know who Peter Sanya is, look him up. Got $1 million contract coming out of college.
Dang.
Back in the day when you used to get paid $1 million to sign.
Yeah. I remember Steve Ott doing it when we were playing Wednesday.
And he wasn't even drafted.
Tim Gleason.
I think
$1 million.
Jackman, I think, got around $1 million back.
They got $1 million signing bonus, and they weren't like what was Gleason was like 29th pick overall.
No, I think Peter Sanya.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
I think he may have been a Hobie Baker winner. Certainly was a finalist. Had a really good season or two at Colorado College, but then completely busted out in the NHL. I shouldn't say. I don't like saying busted out. I saw a list the other day of the biggest busts in first round busts for every team, and I just kind of find it like, if you're drafted in the first round, I don't know if you make it to the NHL, even if you play a game. Not everybody's going to play 1,000 games.
You're a bust if you don't play. If you're a first-round pick and you don't play 100 games, that's 200 games, 300 games. 300 games. That's a bust.
The way they do draft statistics, each team, and the way, anybody would evaluate how a team does drafting in the NHL, they would look at the rounds, 1 through 4, and then like 5 through 1 through 3, and then 5 through 7. And then they break it down into goaltenders, forward, defensemen, North American players, European players. And the way they determine if you get a check mark or a positive grade for a specific player is whether or not that player played 200 games.
Really?
Yeah. And so, some teams rank very high with European players, low with North American League players, good with goaltenders, bad with forwards, good with defensemen. Good in the first 3 rounds, but terrible in, rounds 4 through 7. Sometimes teams have had great success in rounds 4 through 7, but can't figure it out in the first round. Some teams are great drafting in the Ontario League, but have never had a successful draft pick coming out of the Western League.
Yeah.
I find it fascinating when you really break it down like that.
Well, it's a tough gig, man, especially drafting European players. Like, Doug Armstrong, like he's over in Finland watching guys left and right. Like it's not easy to do.
Russia,
like you're traveling all around there.
Factor in the competition they're playing
in the middle of winter. Yeah. Then you got to try to evaluate these guys on and off the ice. Mm-hmm. They don't speak English for the most part. Mm-hmm. It's hard to understand their personality. I don't know. Being a scout is a hard life. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of time consumed, and you might get it wrong. Mm-hmm. We've seen brilliant, hockey minds, have a big influence in drafts, and they done fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, you could have a guy in a drafting meeting who's like, this guy is unbelievable. Yeah, man. He's going to change our franchise around. If I give up, you go ahead, draft your guy, but we're going to pay for it. And you're going to watch it 10 years from now. You're going to say you wish you'll never get it back. And then that guy all of a sudden he doesn't do anything. And then you got to show your face back into the organizational meetings. Be like, dude, I don't know if we can really trust you anymore.
Like you went crazy for this guy. You would have sold your farm. Yeah. You would have sold the farm for this guy. You vouch for him that much.
Yeah, so it's like, if I was a scout, it's like, how hard do you push when you really don't know about an 18-year-old kid?
Because you don't know. Mm-hmm. What are you seeing that's different than everybody else, really? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he's working on different things, or maybe you caught something that no one else sees in the guy, but I don't know. If you're going against the grain that much and you fuck up,
and then you look at it, and
people have to walk in.
And when you have a personal relationship with a player's family or somebody who knows him, a coach who's really pushing for him, it probably changes your bias a little bit. Yeah. And because it happens to everybody. Like if I know somebody, if I talk to an OHL coach who said, hey, like I remember talking to Robbie Fabry's coach. I think it was Walker. Remember, him, played for. He was coaching in Guelph. Scott Walker.
Scotty Walker?
I think you would know Scotty. You played against him forever.
Scotty Walker played for the. Oh, I'm thinking of Matt Walker.
Yeah.
Scott Walker.
Scott Walker.
Yeah, he played for Vancouver.
Yeah, Nashville, maybe.
Tough.
Yeah.
Threw laps against Mike Keenan in an unbelievable fight, I believe.
So he was, if I remember correctly.
Scotty Walker. I know you're talking.
Yeah, so he was coaching Guelph, I believe, but he was really pushing. And the Blues had already drafted him, but we're just pumping up Robbie Fabry, So as a media guy, it's like he sold me, and I was like, damn, okay, like, so I'm presenting that opinion publicly through various outlets, whether I'm writing or television or social media, whatever. I've never even seen him play a game, Arthur. You know what I'm saying? Outside of maybe in some international tournaments, you watch some highlights and stuff. Yeah. But you're going by that opinion. And he ended up being a good player, made the Blues roster.
What was he drafted?
First round, 14th overall.
Okay, 14th.
Yeah.
He's still kicking it, man.
Oh, yeah. He's still playing.
And what are his numbers?
He's had 3 ACL injuries. He's still playing. Yeah. Got a lot of respect for Robbie Fabry, man.
Yeah. He's a good kid, too, man.
Yeah.
And in Detroit, we talked to
teammates like him.
Oh, boy. And Detroit.
Derek Lalonde,
can we just say something real quick? Andy, we all went to the Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame dinner.
St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame dinner. In St. Charles. Andy was hosting. We're all there. A bunch of.
I was the master of ceremonies.
Master. Hosting.
Master.
That's the same thing.
No, it's master of ceremonies.
I know what it is. Like you hosted the fucking thing. It ain't that big of a deal. In fact, you were great because you just went. Mm-hmm. Sometimes those are so goddamn long. Everybody has a long story to tell, and rightfully so. Uh-huh. But this was sped up. It was quick. But at the very beginning, Andy, like, I'm with his lovely wife who's cool as hell, and we're all chilling. I'm with Kate's there, too. We're Peter Stosny, Paul Stosny, Rob Ramage, his awesome wife who's cool as shit, too. Al McInnes. We're all sitting at the table, and Lori's panicking. before Andy does, before he gets on.
She was not paying.
No. I'll decide what it was.
Just be realistic.
I am.
Okay.
Lori's like, Andy needs a cocktail before he goes on. I go, well, get it. What's he want? I'll get it for him. They don't have Tito's here. I'm like, get him a fucking Smirnoff. He doesn't know. No, Cam. He does know. I go, and then she goes, well, he doesn't have that certain tonic water that he likes. So Andy's like literally freaking out. He won't drink anything else. His poor wife, before he goes on and talks to like 500 people, has to create some kind of drink. Have people maybe even try to go to the gas station to get other booze that wasn't there because of how picky you were. Mm-hmm. What was that all about?
I have no idea. I wasn't even involved.
Drink a beer.
Yeah, but I said,
Jesus.
No, I said, just get me a beer. And she said, no, you'll get all like,
Get all what?
I don't know. So
whoa, that was very high maintenance of you.
Yeah. So I said, get me a vodka and club soda. I'll sip on that throughout the ceremony.
Yeah, but you didn't want any other vodka.
I didn't say that. My wife, I think that she thinks vodka is called Tito's. Like she just calls it Tito's. I've never heard her say vodka. So when she goes to the bar, she's like, oh, he wants a Tito's. She just calls it Tito's.
Yeah, when you get used to saying that. Tito's is everywhere in St. Louis.
It is. So she just calls it Tito's, but like, and then she was saying to me last night.
It wasn't about her.
I know. So she was like,
if that's the only thing I'm going to chirp you about, you did pretty good. But you are a picky. God, you're fucking picky, dude.
They didn't have
your drink and your food too. That, you're fun, but that sucks. I love you, but like that's.
So they went to the hotel bar. I think her and Kate.
Yeah, and they had to go out of their way and get Andy
which I didn't ask them to do, dude. Lori was like, you need to have a cocktail.
She was the one making a big, I'm like scrambling around like, what do you need, Andy? I'm trying to help you too because I don't want you to be like.
But I wasn't even thinking of it. Right. She was telling me I needed a cocktail before I.
Yeah, you did.
Go up there.
Yeah, right. You always do. Before you go host an event.
Sometimes I don't like to drink when I'm doing that.
Take a wild turkey.
For that type of crowd. If it's like a roast crowd and everybody's getting, you can be all fucked up there. You can slur your words. You can say whatever you want.
Which they want to do that.
Yeah. This is like, I wanted to like, I know. And I better be one of the roasts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't you?
I got some great material on you.
I have a feeling if you got, I'll be roasted. And at the end, I'll be like.
You said you didn't want to do this.
I do now.
Oh, now you do?
Mm-hmm. Because the money's right.
Oh.
Duh.
But Kate can't go to it.
Yes, you can.
No, it's girls aren't allowed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no women.
All right.
I shouldn't say that because people get mad.
How dare you say that?
No, because in the past.
Well, somebody's driving me the fuck home.
Okay, fine. But in the past, we got people that'll drive me home.
That's all I need.
In the past, I just know women and children have not been allowed and nobody records it. Nobody records it. Yeah. There's no recordings. Yep. There's no cell phones allowed. This is not like Comedy Central where it's like put on television.
Those guys are hardcore too.
They are.
They're very hardcore.
I know.
This is hardcore.
Like the Tom Brady roast.
Like you're gonna get called out. I'm gonna get called out.
Fine.
Everybody's gonna eat shit.
Can you just say whatever you want though? Like you won't be sensitive, will you?
No.
Like nothing's off limits
for an hour and a half. No. I'll have some things.
After you get what?
Bashed for an hour and a half. Oh, by the way, speaking of the St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame, Rick Zombo was inducted this year, who we all love, man. And Zombo I've known for years, and he's on.
He played tell the shit kickers in Saskatchewan, like remind.
Rick Zombo played with fucking Proby in Detroit.
Zombo. Rick, who doesn't remember the last name of Zombo?
Zombo. He played 14 years, went to Nodak, smart guy.
Played with the Bruins in addition to the Red Wings.
Did a lot in St. Louis with youth hockey. Coached anybody that grew up that's our age, Andy, went through something with Zombo in this town. He's got a huge footprint in the hockey world here. But,
and he was coaching Lindenwood University
for 20
their ACHA club program.
They won
and worked his ass off to get that program into Division I, among with other people to make it happen. And then he was the inaugural Division I coach for Lindenwood University and coached the first 2 seasons.
And then he got fired. So now
and we haven't heard too much from him since he was let go. And if you could imagine, how hard this guy worked to make Division I a reality. Lindenwood was his baby. I mean, if you probably asked him, and I haven't asked him this, but if he had to do it all over again, he probably would have kept it as a club program and just run it for another 25 years, Yep. I mean, who knew that he would take it to Division I and then all of a sudden get let go? Yeah. So whatever the reasoning was between the university and Zombo, that's for them to tell if they want to tell it. But And it was nothing scandalous or anything like that, just so people know.
No, because
it was just they literally made our decision to go in a different direction.
And they've been making a lot of big decisions too in that program.
And so
overall, so he's just
obviously it's impacted his life.
Yeah.
And you can sense the anger that still exists to this day. And when he was asked to go into the Hockey Hall of Fame, or found out that he was being honored and he was going to go in the St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame, he was still coach at Lindenwood. They were in the midst of their season. This was around Christmas time. So, this wasn't a situation where he got let go and then they were like, oh, now we want to make you a Hall of Famer. So, I think most people were thinking at the time when he got let go, were like, oh, shit, he's also going into the Hall of Fame. This is going to be interesting. And the new head coach for Lindenwood was also there.
Yeah.
Who
skates with us.
Who did nothing wrong here. Yeah. This guy's been around for a long time, wanted to get back as a coach, certainly wanted to be a head coach. Was at the University of Michigan for a long time. Bill Muckall, I mentioned his name on this show months ago as a leading candidate to get the job, and he ended up getting hired, and he is now leading the program. He was there. I didn't think it was appropriate to honor him as much as I would like to do so, to hey, welcome this guy to St. Louis. Let's hope Lindenwood, obviously can continue to grow and become a top program where the best kids in St. Louis don't want to go to Michigan. They don't want to go to Denver. That maybe they want to go to Lindenwood years from now. But I didn't feel like it was appropriate to do so on the night when Rick Zombo was being honored with his family there. And I bet you Bill would probably agree with that because you don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. So Rick Zombo comes up.
So this could be okay. Yeah. And it was pretty hardcore.
He didn't really plan anything out.
It was very emotional. And I think it's okay to talk about it.
Sure.
I mean, it's going to get out anyway. Like people record.
Well, it's on YouTube. It was live streamed.
We could play a little bit of it.
Sure, it was live streamed. And it's on YouTube. So it's not like.
But it's all the guys we're all looking at each other like, whoa. Mm-hmm. He went off pretty good.
He did.
And it was a little. It might have been a little uncomfortable for people, maybe there.
Dropped stuff like that.
Throwing F-bombs. I think he had a point to make.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the most unusual speech I've ever heard in any kind of Hall of Fame dinner or anything like that where you're being honored.
How do you define unusual?
It just he was very aggressive. Mm-hmm. Like he had a bone to pick with a lot of people in the hockey community.
But he didn't call anybody out specifically.
No, he didn't. He didn't call any names out, but I think it was... We're all kind of wondering who he's talking about.
He said he wasn't going to grease your mom. That's one thing he said.
We're going to play it. Dude, we love him. Okay, fuck this shit. Right. Dude, he's fucking, I text, I go, fucking right. Hey, it was like one of the craziest moments of the night. And I forgot who went after him that had to go up there. And he's like, God damn. Because we didn't really know he was there's a lot of little things that he was.
I think it was Jay Verdi. Remember, I was like, get rid of your notes.
Yeah, no shit. You want to play it? This is just like a clip of it. It's going to be hot as a sound bitch in St. Louis. I'm staring to the camera right now. I'm telling you, the next week and a half, it's going to be hotter than fuck. And I did see a couple weird things too over the weekend too. I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but God, did you see the billionaires that their boat collapsed in Italy because of a water spout? And if you know what a water spout is, it's a tornado that's made of water on either lakes or the ocean, and it rocked this billionaire yacht, and it flipped it over. And a lot of the women survived, including a 1-year-old, and a lot of the guys are still missing from it. It was a really, really bizarre scene. And it's this billionaire guy that just won he was getting, I don't know, he was going to court for, I guess it was fraud or something like that, and he got out of it, and then he's dead. Very interesting. Water spouts. Check those mugs out on YouTube.
Okay, so Rick Zombo, this is just a portion.
Yeah, this is a portion. So this is what we're talking about. If you guys ever been to a Hall of Fame or an induction of some sort, that's usually a positive thing.
So, again...
You don't hear speeches like this.
He wasn't written out, and we love his son Dominic and his daughter Jessica and his other son Garrett, man. Great family. Yeah. And Dominic was a hell of a player back in the day. I love that kid, man.
But Rick's our boy. Okay.
Yes.
You're damn right.
Here's Rick.
I will keep it black and I'll keep it white. You know where I stand. And I will support this game and the tradition of this game, and I won't allow any parent to grease me or allow me to grease their mommy. I have never done it and won't do it. This is the greatest game, and I do nothing but give back. So I'm sorry I had to warm up and let it loose, but this is me. Nobody knows me. I try to stay away from bullshit and parents, and I go back with my kids. And then Rupert, I'm telling you, thanks for doing this. The amount of work that Rupert put into it, and the target that's been on my back for being legit and honest, and people want that and can't come close to me, go fuck yourselves, because I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. I stood up and clapped. I don't give a shit.
And you can see by the reaction, I mean, people responded favorably to it. I mean, it actually created some, brought some energy inside the building.
Yeah. He had to get it off his chest.
Yeah.
But everybody's talking about all the alumni and stuff like that. We all are curious of one another, and we're all there. And
what does it mean to grease your mommy? What is it?
Well, probably because when you're a hockey coach.
Have you ever done that?
I've greased some mommies in my day. I don't do it anymore because I have a lovely wife who I love very much. But you know what it is, man. Like, you're a coach. The mom wants to grease you a little bit because so your kid gets more playing time. You don't pull that bullshit. Maybe some people do. Hell, when I played, there was a kid that parents had money. They donated a little bit more money. Now the kid's on the fucking team. Kid's on the fucking team. Maybe a kid doesn't make a team because another kid's mommy and daddy have coin, or she's hot, or whatever. Don't act like that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. I hear goofy, weird shit
does happen
all over the fucking place with moms and coaches and this and that and whatnot.
And I hear the coaches say, "No, I'm keeping this kid because so and so and blah blah blah." It's always a personal agenda.
Of course, there's a lot of politics in hockey, baseball, and football.
I hate politics.
Yeah.
Because I never had the advantage of having any political advantage when trying out for a team or anything, man. I didn't have shit like that.
Neither did I.
And I hated that.
No.
I had
hate that?
I had no one going to bat for me. You know what I'm saying?
Neither did I. And you know what? I look back on the story, that even your story too, like, no one helped you. And look where you're at right now. You're on fucking TV. We got Doug Armstrong coming in next week. We got all these NHL guys coming on the podcast. Our podcast is successful. But you had no advantage. Neither did I.
Mm-hmm.
You think my dad that slang waterproofing was going to call somebody? I'm like, hey, I'll waterproof your house for you if you get my kid. What the fuck? No, not at all. Not at all.
Kate almost
makes me feel better though making it. No,
Kate almost. Oh yeah, well you should.
Like, no shit. Yeah. Blue collar, baby. Let's go. Although he didn't like me talking about
your
that.
Your dad was probably greasing.
What are you saying?
Probably greasing.
You mean my mom was?
Greasing mom.
My mom was greasing Don Morehouse.
Oh my God, he was greasing.
Hey, Don Morehouse, he coached us in AAA. He's a big.
I know, and he was there last week and last year.
Yeah.
And he had been to pretty much every event. Kate almost left you. So we're walking out.
Oh God,
venue.
Why?
So we were walking out of the venue. We couldn't get you out of there. Everyone was leaving. Cam's drinking Fireball out.
Somebody
out
gave me
bottle,
a bottle. No, they gave it to me. They're like, "Hey, what do you want?"
Like, he's under a bridge.
Like, they're like
in downtown St. Louis.
Some woman who we know who always hooks us up and takes care of us with different events and stuff like that.
Give Tabitha.
What's up, Tabitha? Give you a little shout out, girl. And then she goes, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, there's Fireball." So now you got Fireball. Like, okay.
Oh, she went and got it?
Yeah.
From where?
She's got people that
help. Is that what you wanted?
I didn't.
Were you craving Fireball?
No, she goes, "What do you want?" I go, I don't care. Get some booze.
I don't know if I've ever really seen my wife take shots in my life with her. In the last almost 20 years.
Oh God, I feel like
shit. She's literally drinking Fireball.
It's not good.
Out of the bottle.
Oh, was she
like you were?
I'm an animal.
First time we ever did a podcast, our first one, maybe the second one. I don't know. We were in my basement. Because we started this in the basement, and I had a beer or something, and Cam said, "Don't try to keep up with me. Just don't try to keep up with me."
Yeah, don't. Nobody. It's not good. Don't do it. Don't even do it.
So, Rick, man.
Especially, my wife gets that way, too. Mm-hmm. My wife's 100 pounds.
She was annoyed with
you. She not really.
Because you wouldn't leave.
No. Listen, I know when she's mad at me, and she wasn't. Okay? I know what's what. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me what's what.
Was she mad at you
on
the way home?
Was she mad
at you on the way home?
No. And she was not mad at me yesterday.
Or the next day?
No.
Okay, good.
So I know I'm okay.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I know where I'm at.
Good.
Damn it. I know when she gets mad at me. Okay. It's all good. She loved it there. Pray that all my stuff's everywhere.
She had a great time.
There's a thing that said I was the first one ever to make it from St. Louis, and that was cool.
It was a trivia question.
It's a trivia question. I won, that's.
But
it's not Pat LaFontaine.
No, it was Pat.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's Pat LaFontaine.
No, Come on.
Because he grew up here.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, until 7 years old, and then he moves to Minnesota. Get out of here.
Pat LaFontaine came back to St. Louis a few years back, and
Ruppy didn't acknowledge him on. So they had a St. Louis to the NHL, all the jerseys, and he didn't honor Pat LaFontaine. I was the first, and then it was Jan Stastny, Paul Stastny, then Ben Bishop.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Butler, maybe.
Then Butler, yeah. Chris Butler. And then it kind of went on and on and on and on. How many guys now? 30?
30-something, probably.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, no, it is. And there's a lot of guys currently still playing.
Yeah. And more and more and more. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. So all those guys in that whole facility last night, man, it's cool to run into all those guys that we all grew up playing hockey against. They coached us, this, that, and the other. Then you see all these NHL kids everywhere. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's friends. Everybody parties.
Yeah.
Hockey guys are fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Like that's a fun group of people to hang out with, man. It is. Mm-hmm. Personalities are fucking
Cam
hilarious.
had like a best friend that night. He was running around with him all night long, and I asked him what his name was. He doesn't even know.
That's another thing.
His best friend.
Yeah, no, because that's what I do to people. I treat you like I've known you for 18 years.
So I'm thinking it's like a childhood friend. He grew up playing with him.
I might have.
Cam, what's his name? He's like, I have no idea.
No, it's all good. But you're just nice to people, man. And we're all hanging out telling stories. Saw Steve Sullivan.
Yeah.
He came up. He's like, I love the pod. I go, what's up, baby?
Yeah.
I just saw a clip of you getting
heckled.
Getting hit in the face with a puck or something, getting heckled by the guy. Then all of a sudden you score a goal. And then all of a sudden somebody throws a puck off the boards, hits the guy that was heckling you. He's all bloodied up. Then you chirp him back. And I'm like, I just saw that on like reruns for like 10 times in a row yesterday. And then you show up here. I'm like, what's up?
That's funny. No, the entire Detroit Red Wings coaching staff was there, minus Alex Tanguay, whose son was playing in a tournament, so he couldn't make it. But Bob Budner was there.
Boogie.
So Jay Verity, who's on the coaching staff, he's a St. Louis kid, Cahokia, Illinois, man.
Hardcore.
Came from nothing.
Yeah. Cahokia is hardcore.
I think he probably had it harder than you.
Maybe.
You ever bet you couldn't walk the streets of Cahokia, dude?
I was shit kicking everybody in this town. Get out of here.
No. So anyway, he got honored, and deservedly so. I mean, this guy is coached all over the world, essentially.
Yeah.
In an effort to get to the NHL.
He was cool.
He's cool. And so Derek Lalande's there as well, the head coach, man. And we had fun hanging out with
I didn't know it was him.
So, oh my God.
And I was kind of drunk.
Cam had this thing where he's telling everyone that he's going to bag them up.
In a funny, it's in a funny way. Like, if you don't, because people come out through like, and I'm like, I'll bag you up.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of like
in a joking way. So I said to Derek, I go, Derek, you got to meet Cam. And he had a couple beverages in his hand that he was taking to some people.
Yeah.
So he was, I'll be right back. And Cam's like, I'll bag you up. I'm like, dude, that's the head coach of the Red Wings. He's like, really? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. I think that was nice to him. And that was professional.
Oh, professional.
I thought he was like,
You thought he was like a buddy of mine?
I thought he was, an Afton boy that we all
wanted
grew up.
to introduce you to.
Yeah. No big deal.
And he was cool as shit.
Totally cool, dude.
Like these guys can come to a event like this, and obviously, they're big dogs, they're coaching with the Red Wings in the NHL, so they're probably going to feel comfortable at any hockey event. But at the same time, they're just chill, man. They don't big time anybody.
Nope, not at all.
And
no one's big time anybody.
And they're just having a good time. So
it was good to see Paul Stastny and Peter Stastny.
Yes.
Peter used to skate with us all the time. He's so smart and interesting.
Very interesting.
I think if he has a couple glasses of wine, I can't understand him as much.
I have no problem.
Really?
Yeah, I should have been there to help you interpret.
You should. I know.
Yeah. Because I should have been there to help you do
a couple things.
I can't understand Paul because he's got no teeth in his mouth.
Paul has no teeth. Doesn't give a damn. Paul's the coolest guy in the world. We'll get him on too.
You tell him that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go, what do you want to do, Paul? Like, how do you do whatever you want? He's building a house here.
I'll tell you what he's going to do.
He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants.
He will end up working for Alexander Steen.
Whoa. That's cool.
He will.
Yeah, sure.
Like, those two guys are very, very close. Steiner taking over the organization.
Yeah.
They're both similar. Very similar in terms of how they view the game, how they talk the game, how they speak the game.
Smart
players. And, both have a lot of similarities because both grew up with their dads playing in the NHL.
Yeah.
And, so it's just a little bit of a difference
in their blood
environment than most players who make it, just in terms of their upbringing. So they had a natural connection from that standpoint. Their dads played in the same era.
Era, yeah.
So,
that'd be cool.
So now Paul moving back to St. Louis, Steiner moving to St. Louis full time, who's going to be with the team all season long. He's traveling with the team for the most part. Army could get into that with us coming up when he joins us here shortly. But so he'll end up working for Alexander Steen and the Blues. That's
we got Matthew on.
Assume. Yeah, Matthew's coming on today.
Yeah. Because you said he's going to join us here shortly. I don't want
a few weeks.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to confuse the people.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
It's all good. We got some big boys coming up.
And it's fitting because we are we'll put a bow tie on the hockey and St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame, but it's fitting that Matthew Tkachuk is joining us this week too. We didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
The best player to ever come out of St. Louis is Matthew Tkachuk.
By a mile.
Oh, really? Because I put together my
No, wait. Yeah, he is.
Okay, so I put together my list.
Yeah, he is.
Of the top 50.
Oh, this has been going on for years now. Where is it?
And then
get it out. Let's go.
I know.
You're sitting on it.
The top 50, I want to have a big event, something like similar to what we had the other night.
Yeah, man.
And I had Paul Stastny ranked number 1 for a long time. And he was for a long time.
Not anymore. He was, yeah, man. He played a long, long time, put a lot of points up.
And then now with Matthew winning the Stanley Cup and, being a Hart Trophy finalist a few years back. And, he is a superstar.
He's one of the
top stars in the league. Today.
For sure.
Yeah.
And there's a cutoff, and then there's other people, and then there's another cutoff. But he is on top right now.
But I would still put Paul north of Brady.
Yes.
I would still, because of longevity and he put up over 800 points and all that. And I would put Paul ahead of Clayton Keller.
Yeah, me too.
I'd put Paul ahead of Pat Maroon.
But just not.
And I have him ahead of Ben Bishop.
What about Patty's got to be up there too.
Patty's up there.
He's got to be up there.
And he is certainly up there. I think when I first put together this list, I don't think he had won any.
Are you on the list?
In the top 50? I'm
legit asking that.
Just outside.
Because we talked about your self-awareness.
But after my highlight reel goal the other day.
Against the Warriors.
Backhand, forehand. Some people are suggesting that it just gets put on. But, dude,
have none.
I was talking to, last week, you're talking about, the guy who was playing defense on the play, that he had one leg and all this. And I'm talking to
I was making a point.
The head guy.
I was making a point.
He's like, no, that's not true at all.
I know who the guy was you walked. He skates with us, too. Yeah. He listened to it and laughed his ass off. I was making a point that you didn't know it was him that you walked him, though.
No.
That could have been a guy with one arm. And I'm dead serious about that. Whenever these Blues Warriors, a lot of them have amputee hands, fingers, feet, toes, all kinds of different stuff. Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I skated with one, this one guy was all over me. And I'm like, you're good, man. He's kind of just trying to get me to go. And he was doing it all.
Was he joking?
I didn't know. It didn't seem like it off the bat, but he's doing this on purpose. He's grabbing me, hooking me. Let's go. And I'm like, you don't want none of this. And I'm just trying to be like, I'm not getting mad. Then he kept doing it. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, fuck it. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Drop the gloves. He looks at me, dropped his gloves. He's got one hand. Mm-hmm. And I go, God. And he starts laughing, comes over and hugs me. He goes, I knew I needed to get you.
Oh,
He just wanted to show, like, I'm out here with one fucking hand, and you're trying to dangle me and do this stuff, and I'm not letting you have. It was pretty cool. I see him all the time. Cool as shit, man. Yeah. And he'll bag you up.
Yeah.
So you know. He's better than you.
I don't know. So top 50.
Better hands.
I started putting like different parameters in terms of what level you probably needed to get to, because we are so deep now, and we've got a lot of players. And then better
get this thing out before I get crossed off the list.
Trying to figure out who's 37 versus who's 48. Then I reduced it to 25.
Is it going to be impact on St. Louis hockey too, or is it just stats? Who the best player was?
Best player
to
ever come out of St. Louis. Yeah.
So just who's got the best stats?
So St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame. I mean, you had to. It's obviously St. Louis based, but if you have a long professional career, it enhances your case. The better the professional career in this particular ranking system would elevate your ranking as well.
Cool. We'll get it out. Mm-hmm. Can I say something too, by the way? And I don't like even chiming on Twitter, because the Twitter people, I hate them. I do. Like I'm like,
you hate Twitter.
I fucking can't stand some of these people on Twitter. It doesn't happen on any other platform, really. To me, maybe some guys on my Facebook page when I post some about Dino Cincerelli cross-checking a guy, and then everybody's like, I hate him. I hate Ty Domi for knocking out Scotty Niedermayer. But like, Gordon Miller, who I like and I respect. I respect all those guys, man. You know, do I agree with everything they post? No. Does he agree with anything I say? Probably not. Doesn't matter, but I respect you. But when Anthony Duclair sent that picture out of him cutting his dreads because he just signed with the New York Islanders under Lou Lamoriello realm, that's what we all did. And they're making it about race with him. And I don't know if Anthony Duclair is bitching about it. I think he's just like, hey, man, did what I had to do. Here it is. I'm with the Islanders. And I just posted under Gord's tweet, I go, we all did it. He's not just picking out Anthony Duclair and said, hey, whoa, you got to shave your head. Oh, you over there, you can keep yours off. No, everybody does the same thing. We all had to shave to the bone after games, all that stuff. You can't tuck your jersey in. You have to have the right set. We all did it. But they made it out like he's African-American. How dare you do that to his culture and whatnot.
They're targeting him.
We're like Lou's targeting Anthony Duclair after you sign him to a 4x4. You know, he's making $4 million a year.
What are we doing? 4 year, $14 million.
We all did it.
So do the math. 4 years, $14 million.
$14 million.
So that's probably 3 something.
What, he's making good money.
Yeah, really good money.
Real good money.
And if he wanted to keep his dreads, he could have maybe signed elsewhere.
Of course.
Right? So he made the choice to sign there. This is nothing new. Players know it forever. They've joked about it. If Brent Burns went and signed with the Islanders, guess what? He'd have to shave. If James Harden, the NBA player, if he decided he wanted to play hockey and he wanted to sign and play for Lou Lamoriello, he'd have to shave.
How about the
beard.
Yankees?
The Yankees, George Steinbrenner, for years implemented this rule.
Yeah.
And of course, I believe, they I don't know if Lou, he talked about this when he came on with us. You got to go back and listen to
we had Lou on
to the pod. He got very mad at Cam on
he got mad. I fucked up. You just listen to
Cam tried to ask him what kind of player he was.
I know. So dumb.
So anyway, there is a connection with George Steinbrenner and Lou Lamoriello. They kind of act the same. They're very similar. I don't know if Lou worked for the Yankees or something or not. But through the Devils and the Yankees connection. Yeah.
Lou knew all those big-time Yankee players and stuff like that, including Yogi Berra, who I accidentally showered with one time and I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this older guy in the shower with me? And I'm showering with him. I'm like, what's up? Having a conversation. Nicest guy in the world. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Yogi Berra. Yeah. And he's from St. Louis. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. So anyway, so this created a major, and they're saying like this is his culture and all this type of stuff. And you know, listen, dreadlocks have been in existence for hundreds and hundreds of years. Obviously, it's very popular in the Rastafarian community. You know, and so if it was a religious reasoning for him to feel like he needed to keep his hair, maybe he can approach that, or his agent can talk to Lou Lamoriello and say, hey, this is my religion. I don't want, and maybe there would be some type of exception. I mean, I have no idea, but he complied. And listen, I've been there, man. I've seen friends who have cut their hair, who have cut dreadlocks in the past, and they take a picture of it and they're like, oh, they're gone. You know what I mean? I took the picture as being nothing more than that, as him saying, damn, there goes my dreads, which do grow back, by the way. You can always grow your
hair grows back.
And so that's how I took it, meaning, hey, bye-bye dreads. Wasn't going to wear them anymore. I had to cut them off because he's now playing for Lou Lamoriello, who's 82. And let me just say this. A lot of us grew up playing for coaches, maybe not at the professional level, and high school coaches who had strict rules, man. And you had to have your shirt tucked in. You had to have all these type of things. You couldn't have long hair past your shoulders.
A lot of schools
even to this day, schools have dress code for men and women. So sometimes if you want to go work for a specific employer, then you have to adhere by their rules, and you make that choice. He was a free agent, right? Or did he get traded there or whatever? Signed a contract with them. And thus, when you do that, you basically make the decision that you're going to, obviously, it's like Austin Matthews didn't have the beard and the mustache and all that stuff when Lou was in Toronto. So it is what it is, man. The guy's 82. He's got his rules and he's had them forever. I wouldn't try to paint the picture like he, did something that would cross the line from a cultural standpoint or a racism standpoint just because he happens to be, a minority player with dreadlocks, I
mean, yeah, and the people in the comments, it's just ridiculous.
That's it's like a microcosm of where we are with our society.
No, it's ridiculous.
Everyone just takes things completely out of context.
Everybody's a victim.
For their own personal agenda.
They're all victims, man.
Then don't cut your hair. Like, if it's that important to you,
put your foot down against them.
Put your foot down.
Say no.
Don't cut your hair. I'm not doing it. This is for cultural reasons. It's like those Egyptian soccer players, the female soccer player. I think they were from Egypt, and they were wearing their what do you call it on top of their head?
Hijab.
The hijab.
I think that I would say they didn't.
They wore it during the soccer, and it fell off during the game.
Did she stop playing?
And she stopped playing. She put it back on.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
That's god awful.
And so,
anyway, I had a comment.
You've got very influential, very successful broadcasters. And listen, I've always liked Gord Miller, man. I think he's very talented.
Yeah, I like
he's
Gord.
Synonymous with the World Junior Championships, has been for a long time.
He works his ass off, dude. I respect that.
And so when you make these type of comments, it's just like it just puts gasoline on fire,
Unnecessary.
man. And like, let's just not feel like we have to go there. Like this is it may be archaic to a lot of people. I can even comply with that. I mean, yeah, like whatever. Like let him keep his hair. Like to me, I don't feel like you should have to cut your hair, but that's his rules.
That's his rules.
And he's had those rules forever, man.
You think I liked it? No. You think I want to shave after a game in fucking Springfield, Massachusetts in the minors? We still had to do it in the minors, just so y'all know. And Chris would be there, or Lou would be watching the games, and literally I'd have a little bit, and I have to go in those shitty hepatitis-filled bathrooms with cold fucking water and those stupid Bic razors and shave it down to the fucking bone just to walk past him before I got on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
We all did it.
So that's what you meant by we all did it.
Yeah, we all did it. We did what he told us to do.
You had to shave.
Fucking everything. He'd come down. He'd be watching me in practice. I swear to God. And I always had a habit of just tucking my jersey, and I did it in juniors.
Oh, he wouldn't let you do that?
No, not even in practice. And I remember just like, I had it a little bit tucked in. He was all the way up in the sky-high box.
Yeah, right.
And he'd walk all the way down, get on the bench.
He wouldn't have someone else do it?
Call me over in front of everybody to tell me to put my fucking sleeves down like this and to untuck my jersey.
Really?
Yes. And I'm like, okay, fuck. Like, whoa, okay. You know, like I always like, you know, I'm like, fucking roll him up. Let's go. He would walk all the way down and tell me, embarrass me in front of everybody. It's not embarrassing. Like, do the fucking toes.
Embarrassing. Everybody knows.
Everybody's doing it.
Why were you doing that? When
it was a habit.
That's against the rules.
It was a habit. Like me, like just like when you're skating, I'm just like, boom. It's just like a habit.
Yeah.
You know, I kept doing it when I was young. It was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
He would have look at me, he'd be like, you got to shave down a little more. So or I'd walk in, Richie Matthews, our trainer, trainer for the
now equipment trainer.
He would look, because I was young. I was the youngest guy on the team. He'd look at me, he'd be like, Cam, come here, real quick. Go get that. Real quick. Go shave.
Really?
Go. And I'm like, oh God. He's like, go in the little area right there, get some hot water on that, shave real quick. He's coming down, blah, blah. Hell yeah.
It's got to be part of the
scary
charm of playing for him, though, at the same time.
It made me disciplined, dude. Maybe discipline on the ice, off the ice. I'd always think he's watching me. Am I going to go party with these Cougars tonight when I got a game the next day and I'm staying at the hotel where he's watching me going in?
To me, it's no different, even though some people will make it different because they make it about race.
That's what it is.
But it's like when I used to hate it, and I didn't play in the NHL.
You didn't?
Did you know that? Did you know that?
Matt, do you know that? I didn't know that.
But I hated having to wear a suit and tie to a game, a coat and tie.
Of course.
After games, you got to put a tie back on. Like,
looks classy though.
It does, and that's why
looks classy.
Teams do it.
Looks classy.
And you know, like, there's different rules like that.
In the minors, no. NHL, you better wear a fucking nice outfit.
But like, this is like high school and stuff like that. You had to wear
that's
coat and tie
twice a week.
Hey, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
that was the rule.
We did that with AAA Blues. When we were 12 years old.
They still have to wear, like,
I liked it.
Khakis and polos.
We'd go to school, and I'd have khaki and a polo and a thing on, and everybody's like, where are you going? I got a game tonight.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. We looked different.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, what are you doing? Well, I got playing competitive hockey.
So if Gretzky played for Lou, he wouldn't be able to tuck that jersey in.
No. Nope. That sucked for me. Like, I like to have a Lou. And then once I get to the Blues, I'm like, fucking no bucket and warm up. Shit and warm up, you guys have bucket and, like, button your helmet up.
Did you feel free a little bit?
Oh, my God, yeah.
You liked that?
Yeah, but it wasn't good for me. Partying all the damn time here. You know what I mean? Like, it was just...
You weren't doing that in Jersey?
Yeah, I was, but he was on my mind more than maybe Larry Plow was on my mind here. Until Army got here, it was a different animal. But Plow's great. And I'm just saying, like, it was It was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I remember like getting, Ray Borelli and everybody's like, I'd be doing something that didn't need to be done, and Ray's like, hey, there's no Lou's here. Lou's not here. Calm down. With
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Like what?
Little things maybe at the beginning, and I just remember some guys saying, "Don't worry, like Lou's not here."
Yeah,
because they all know that he's very, very strict, and you get used to it. But at the beginning, like you're like, "Fuck!" Like, what am I gonna do? Like this.
So I just think it's unfortunate when we just kind of
that's what I hate.
Make a hockey team, a hockey player making $14 million.
Thank you.
And feel like
victim.
They are treating him like he is some second-class citizen.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Like, you talk about self-awareness, dude. Don't you know what he means when he posts that picture? He's like, "Mom, it's a sad day. I gotta say bye to my dreads."
Well, the
and
hockey,
go make $14 million.
I forgot who it was. I think the hockey world or the hockey. One of them. They said, "Gee, Lou must be fun to play for."
Yeah, right.
And then Gord copied that. So no, it's not about fun. It's about learning how to be a man, learning the fucking game right, learning how to be disciplined, and learning rules. And this is how it is. So it's like, no, it's about winning.
Yeah, but see, I'm not saying that it's necessarily right that he does that. Listen, I probably wouldn't want to conform to certain rules.
No,
I had long hair for a long time.
I know you did.
And I would not want to cut my hair for
but he would have
a hockey organization.
He would have made
But if I'm playing in the NHL and I just signed probably the best contract for me, otherwise I wouldn't have gone there.
Yeah.
You got $14 million.
No shit.
Sometimes you're willing to make a sacrifice for $14 million.
Well, Andy, like, you're not going to have that long hair working for Bally's. Like, you're going to cut that and look sharp. You don't have you shave you know what you're doing. You're dressed perfectly for Bally's. You shave the 3 hairs that you have growing off every single time you're on camera. You know what I mean? You're not going to have a long fucking hippie looking like you look like a hippie back in the day when you're cruising around northern Arizona.
Yeah.
You're not going to have that look in front of Bally's, Tom, and all them. No way.
No.
Hell, you don't even wear sandals anymore now that I chirped you.
I will, no. I will.
I got you.
Yeah.
You look 10 times better.
Way more athletic.
You do.
Yeah.
You look more athletic.
Yeah.
You can actually help me do something if I need your help.
Like what? Like move
pick
a couch
something
or
up,
something.
which is not like I wouldn't pick you to help me move something.
Like if
heavy.
somebody tried to like rob us in the parking lot or something like that, I could probably.
I don't know what you do with that, dude. I don't know what you do with that. I wouldn't rely on that. You might film me getting jumped and just be like, "Whoa, this is bad for Cam."
And this is great for Twitter. I'm gonna get a lot of
everybody,
a lot of views.
Circle here from the Cam Strick podcast. Cam's getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, right.
I might call 911.
Somebody help me. So we're thinking about
Anthony Duclair.
Anthony
and praying for him.
And we just hope that he's going to overcome this.
Just pray. Pray. Poor guy. He's gonna have to. He's making money, which is always tough.
Maybe
when you make millions, it's tough.
Maybe he reached out to Ace to see how
Ace would
handled
deal with
it when he cut his dreads off.
Yep. Chris Simon cut his hair eventually. Yeah. That was under.
And listen, I get the cultural aspect of it.
Well, yeah, man. If the Vikings had dreadlocks too.
Yeah. And if he has it for cultural means and reasoning, but that's just where you just got to have that conversation. And I bet you even Lou Lamoriello would know that would not be a good look for him if he would say, "I don't care about your culture and whatever,"
Well, would it be a good look if he's allowed to do something that no one else is? You know what I mean? I don't know.
How long were his dreads?
I don't know.
Were they pretty long?
They look like they're.
You could probably just trim them up, dude, and you could probably have like the short dreadlock style.
I don't know. I don't know what goes. I just know you still can't do it with the Yankees. You see the Yankees guys with beards?
Oh, really? Even to this day?
I don't think so. They don't even have your last name on the damn jersey. I don't know.
Family still own the team?
He's passed away, but I don't know.
I don't know if he had sons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's still pretty strict there. And rightfully so. It worked. I like it.
How you sleeping?
Not good.
What's wrong?
I think I got sleep apnea.
Okay, what does that mean? You're choking on your tongue?
Choking on my tongue.
Like Reggie White?
I don't know. Why?
Reggie White, one of the best defensive ends. He had this move cam coming around the left end.
See, we're talking. It's got to go back to Reggie White now. Like, no, I know. Did he have sleep
apnea? Swim, then he would hook you.
I know. He was awesome.
He would throw you, dude.
He was one of the
body slam
100 best players ever, right?
Probably top 10 or 20.
Okay, so but he's on
I don't know. There's so many different positions in football.
Anyway, I can't goddamn sleep, and it's a problem. I go like this.
Oh, God.
Like, I sleep on my back.
You need a machine, dude.
I know, but it's cost out the ass. I think I have to have a good insurance to get it. I don't know.
Well, can somebody help us out with this?
I can't sleep.
We can't lose you over this.
I know. I think I'm waking up. I'm sleeping in these weird. I'm getting that little Fitbit too. I got to figure a couple things out.
What's a Fitbit?
Just
My
to
kid
know.
wears one. That's for little kids.
I don't give a fuck. I need to know how long I'm sleeping. I need to know, am I in my REM sleep? Like, I just kind of want to know where my body's at.
Who's telling you that? The watch?
The watch does.
Really?
Yes, dude. It's hooked up to all kinds of stuff. But I can't sleep. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but it's like, I was like kind of choke on my tongue. I've never had this. And all of a sudden it's happening the last 6-7 months. God damn.
You have a fat tongue?
Probably.
Don't do that, dude. Don't stick your tongue out like that. Yeah. Man, well, we can talk to somebody. This is very serious, actually. People, it's curable. Just so you know.
I think a lot of people have it. But isn't it weird? Like, I don't know.
Try some of that. Try some of that night.
Doesn't matter. No. The night.
The nighttime for proper.
Downtown Chinatown. But if you're choking and you're not breathing right, I don't care if that's probably even worse. I'm still waking up because I can't breathe.
This is serious business.
Kate's worried. Kate just worried about me.
Well, she almost left you.
When?
The other night. No, she almost left you. And she says she's done it before.
Andy reaches for things.
She said
I'll let you know when she's fucking mad at me, dude.
She said
it does happen. Okay.
Has she left you before? She told me she has.
I can't get into one. You know.
Left you. No, like at an event, like not.
Oh no.
Okay.
No. I did have. There's a couple things I told you about 6 years ago after a hockey game.
All-Star game.
It wasn't good. And we've had some fights. Dude, listen, we're talking to people. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm not perfect at all.
Who are you talking to?
We're talking to fucking people that everybody out there, you all know. No, me and my wife don't fight at all. Oh, okay, sure. Kate and I don't fight much, but we've had some bad blow-ups, man. We've been dating for a long time. And, if you're outside walking the dog, and we've had one of these in a blue-collar part of Eureka, people are probably like, whoa, what's going on in there? It's not good. But we haven't had that in a long time.
What do you mean? If you're walking the dog?
If you're walking by the house and it's fall time and all the windows are open and we're having a fight, come on, put it together.
Think about that, yeah. Put it together. Because like if Praveen's outside or something like that, and he may hear things.
And it happens to everybody. But Kate and I have been good about that stuff. She does worry about me in certain ways with stuff, and we'll have a couple tiffs here and there, but nothing bad. Like we're okay. Yeah. But I don't do anything to put her in a situation.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking partying in the Western Illinois doing coke with my buddies trying to sniff on girls. Like I'm not doing that. I might say something goofy, or I might leave her at an event like I did. I left her. So what happens is we walk into an event like that. We talking to everybody. I turn around, Kate, like I left her.
She's missing.
Poor girl, but she went around.
Isn't it comforting knowing that she's got like other people there to hang out with, though?
Yeah, but she's got to find them. Because I get dragged in different situations. But there were so many things going on where she was doing some social media stuff, which is good. But no, man, like we're okay. But we've had some nasty fights, dude. Some that we look back on, and I'm like, I never want to do that again. Bad things could have happened there. You're out of your fucking mind. You're not thinking clearly. And, it just, you don't want to ever, I look back on those and I'm like, don't ever fucking do that again. Don't ever get in that situation where you two are downtown and you're fucked up and you're yelling at each other. It's just a bad situation. Don't try to not do that. Listen, you can't avoid fights. You and your girl, man, you just got to be able to, I don't hold grudges.
You don't?
I do not hold grudges. Maybe I should in different situations with business. Maybe I should be a little bit more with that. But with Kate, if she even started the fight and we go and it's over, I'm done. I'm done with it. I'll make dinner. I'll make something. I'll do this. She'll hold on to things a little bit longer. She's a woman.
Oh, like holding grudges?
Just like,
I know some people
she'll bring back up something like, why would you even bring that up? Like, but she's not that bad at it. Women do that. Some men do that. I think Andy's probably one of them that would probably do that. I don't know.
That would what?
You would bring up something that, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't, but you know how that is. Where like they'll bring up old stuff. Like, why would you bring that up right now to maybe start a fight when, anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would never. I would never do that. I'm looking for cures.
What are you doing?
For sleep apnea.
Hey, but I do lay on my back, so I'll put that. Is it oxygen? I'll take that oxygen, baby. I want it like, man, I want that. Not to mention my nose is so fucked up. Like they're never both unclogged at the same time. So, man, even when I played, I would breathe so heavily out of my nose. Like, God almighty, it's like a struggle.
Some of the self treatments are physical exercises and weight loss.
Skating.
Okay.
I'm skating, a lot.
That may help with that.
I'm doing other things. I'm doing more things. More active. I mean, it's 150 million degrees out. And
okay, here's what not to do.
What? Drink.
What's
number one?
Alcohol.
That's number one. That's what it is.
Okay,
not fooling anybody.
Okay, well, we just discovered the issue. So how are we
Is that the number one thing?
Number one, alcohol.
Yep.
Anti-anxiety medicines. You taking any of those?
No, like if you take an Adderall or something.
Some sleeping pills?
I don't take sleeping pills. My sleeping pill is booze, which is not good.
So sleep on your side or stomach rather than your back.
Can't do that.
Why?
I can't sleep on my side, dude. My shoulders hurt too bad. Can't sleep on my stomach because my shoulders
Sleeping
hurt
on
too
your
bad.
back can cause your tongue and soft palate to rest against the back of the throat and block your airway. Okay.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, I just broke it down. Oh my God, Cam. Do you know if you don't do that, like you can't control it?
Damn.
Dude, this is serious. What does Kate do? You guys sleep in the same room?
Yeah. Okay. She doesn't like sleep in a different room.
Some couples don't.
Listen, I know she's not listening right now, but we have a big bed, but I have my own separate bed that goes, whatever you want to do.
Where's that bed?
It's right next to her. So like if I
move... You have two beds in your bedroom?
It's one bed, but it's divvied up with two different beds.
Is it a sleep number?
Yeah.
And so she can do hers too?
Yeah.
She can do hers?
But if I move around, I'm not shaking her side of the bed.
Got it.
Which is nice.
Is there like a crease in between? I
love
worst.
it. No, I love it. This is the most comfortable bed I've ever had in my life. And I've had some badass beds. I slept in every nice bed in fucking all these, Ritz-Carlton hotels. This thing is so comfortable. And I stick my leg in between, and it's like where I rest my leg, where I sleep like a vampire. But I'm not going to lie to you. If she's sleeping in a different room and you can't sleep, you got to masturbate. And once
my God.
Who am I talking to here? Men and women know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you want to do that. Sometimes I sleep better if I'm in a bed by myself and no one's around. Act like that's some sort of fucking secret.
You can't just
get out of here.
You can't just make love with your wife.
Sometimes you can't just make love every second. I mean, she's tired. I'm tired. Like you know what I mean? She's probably already sleeping.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice to masturbate. Yeah. That's all. It's no big deal. I'm just telling you.
Is that healthy for you to do that?
I would say porn is not healthy. I don't need porn to be able to do that.
You have to watch porn?
No, I don't have to. Shit. No. But I would say if you're a young kid that's not having sex consistently with either a woman or multiple, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And all you do is watch porn, that's not real. Like you'll find girls that will do some crazy things like that. But usually the girl that you're going to meet ain't like that. But then you watch porn and what these girls are doing, and you look.
That's not real.
I'm just saying.
The scenes that you're seeing when you're watching.
I mean, they can be like you want to, but that's most girls aren't going to do. So it just tampers with your mind. It truly does. If you're a guy that doesn't get laid,
you act like you're telling something that people don't know already. You think people think
you asked me a question.
That these actors are real?
No. I'm just saying. You don't know the difference then. You don't know how a girl reacts to certain things. So you're watching all this porn like, I'm just going to lick her ass real quick. Yeah, well, no, some girls aren't going to let you do that. Like some girls don't want to do that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if you're a young kid and you're watching porn all the time, I would say that's not good for you. And you're beating your dick off all the time, it's probably not good for you. Now, it's not good to be horny, walking around with a boner all damn day, being Pepe Le Pew either. So you got to release it somehow. And I'll tell you this. There's a lot of guys I know that avoided a bad situation because they didn't go off with that girl because they were so horny. They went home and masturbated instead. And once you're done, you're like, thank God I didn't do that. Thank God. Sometimes you just...
So that would be your advice to people?
I don't know. I don't even know what I just said, but it is what it is.
Is don't cheat on your...
Even if you're single and like it's just a pain in the ass and this girl might be kind of a little weird, but you're so horny and you just... when you sleep with random women all the time, you're rolling the dice. every fucking time on either she's a cuckoo, you blow a load in her, STDs, this, that, and the other.
She's a psycho.
Now she's like, dude, I've had, where you going, Cam?
She falls in love with you.
She falls in love with you because you are Prince Charming that night. You're Prince Charming, and you're like,
nobody's giving her attention.
No one's giving her attention. All you want is vagina, and you're Prince Charming, and you tell this girl, and you tell her all these things and this and that, and she's like, wow, this guy's a really good guy. Although you sleep with him the first night, that's on you too, girl. Like, don't do that. So yeah, you're rolling the dice like no other, man. You're rolling the dice. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Can't just bang girls left and right anymore, man. You're just rolling the fucking dice, dude.
You said earlier before the summer started that we were going to have some crazy, nasty tornadoes, and we haven't really had a whole lot.
Yeah, we did.
Well, we did.
Yeah, we had a bunch yeah, we did. We had a bunch of tornadoes this year.
Really?
Look it up.
Must have missed me.
It didn't. You said you went through a couple of them. What are you talking about?
A couple years
you were the one. No, the tornadoes happen. Dude, we're in the middle of summer. Tornadoes don't happen right now. What are you talking about? We've had some nasty hurricanes. I said tornadoes and hurricanes, and I was right on both. We've had some. You ever watch the weather? Another one. There's flooding down the southeast. Floods out the wazoo.
The southwest, dude. You see that in Moab, Utah?
Yeah, exactly. Now it's southwest. Or a couple weeks ago it was the southeast. Now it's the southwest. There's been some nasty weather.
I've been trapped in a flood like that before.
In Arizona?
Yeah.
That's the scariest goddamn
Phoenix.
In a canyon. You hiked up and you know there's a storm 20 miles up and it doesn't even hit you. But you know that water's coming. I've seen video of that, Andy. It's horrific. In a canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what happened to the guy who was accused of eating his friend who got caught in the sailing trip. And the weather came, and he was stranded for like over a year, like 400 days or something like that.
That's so long, dude.
Because it was like unexpected weather, and the storms would not it was like 6 days straight of crazy storms.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's happened too.
But I was in Phoenix. This is like early 90s. I want to say like 90, 91, somewhere around there. And you have to look it up. They don't have sewers in Arizona because they don't get that much rain. It's a very dry climate out there.
I didn't know.
So they don't get a whole lot of.
Tell your story. What happened? We know that they don't.
The floods were just coming, and it was just like.
And you get trapped on like a little island.
Everyone was trapped.
Go away.
And I was sandbagging, dude, like left and right.
Sandbagging what?
Just like helping people. Sandbag.
Sandbag. You're in a canyon. What do you sandbag?
No, I was in Phoenix, dude. It wasn't in the canyon.
Oh.
You were talking about a situation where if you were in a canyon, I wasn't in a canyon.
Hiking.
Yeah.
And you can't find high elevation. All of a sudden, here's this river coming at you, dude.
Anything that caught your eye at the DNC?
No, yeah. They didn't talk about
policy.
I mean, like, what are we doing here?
So
you bitch about this, you bitch about that. It's like, what were you doing?
People were very mean on social media about Tim's son. Your thoughts?
I didn't like that. I don't like that. Now, look, politicians, I don't give a shit if you call him Tampon Tim. I don't care if you call Marco Rubio Little Marco or fucking, a crooked Hillary. She is. I don't give a shit. You guys are all, you are fair game.
They were chanting "lock him up" when she was out there.
Whatever. Lock him up then. Do it. Insurrection. Lock him up. You tried already. Like, you could lock him up. Anyway, they are all fair game to me. The kids, even his daughter, I know there's plenty of subject material there for her too.
What's going on with the daughter?
She's just kind of like that. It's all good.
How old is she?
Don't know. But the son, he was crying and stuff like that. I think he has autism.
That's my dad.
Yeah, that's your dad. You should be proud of that.
He
probably has autism.
It's like a social disorder. It's like a learning disorder.
Okay, whatever. Maybe Asperger's.
I don't think it's officially autism. In fact, a number of right-wing politicians who had made some comments on social media took it down because they were like, "Hey, he's got autism, whatever," and they didn't. But it's not autism. If he
didn't have autism,
but it is a learning disorder.
Now, listen, they're not in the game yet. They are inadvertently because their daddy's there and whatnot, and they are get a lot of stuff, because of who your dad is. Don't get me wrong, but you have to leave the children out. Now, if you want to go after Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump and Laura, whatever, all of them, they're fair game. They're in the game. They're not yet. The son and the daughter, I don't believe, are in the game quite yet. Leave them alone.
Her name's Hope.
Cool. There's plenty of subject material for all these psycho politicians. Leave the kids alone until they get their foot in the game for real, and now they'll be fair game as well.
Don't go after the kids.
You don't have to. See, that's a stupid shit. You don't have to do that. Go after Tampon Tim.
Yeah.
And why there's tampons in boys' bathrooms. Yeah. So little Ty's like, Daddy, what's this? And you're like, like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Although you can use tampons in war.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? What do you think they'd be good for in war?
A tampon? Well, probably, here's honestly, to put pressure on a wound.
Yes. Exactly.
Dude,
right.
That's amazing.
I know. Like you get a bullet hole, that thing's jammed in there and you're bleeding out, you fucking stick a tampon in that mug. Seal that bad boy up.
Did you see that guy the other day with his hunting with his dad? They killed a grizzly. The grizzly jumped on top of him. And he pumped him like 3 or 4 times with his pistol.
What kind of pistol was it? Had to have been a huge monster.
He had, and then his dad had one too, so he got him too. Oh, God. But he shot himself in the leg, and they were waiting for a helicopter to come get him. And he was just like, "Yeah, here's my shot." He was like so chill and calm about it. Yeah. Probably dealing with a lot of trauma, near-death situation. And there's the grizzly just dead next to him.
Yeah, well, they have to listen.
Do we know if it's dead for sure? Like, can it come back like in a few hours? Like
as a ghost?
No. Like, can it just like all this? Maddie.
Good. Come back. Resurrect? Like Jesus? What the fuck's wrong with him?
Well, I would just be like, is it really dead?
Probably. If it's not moving, it's probably dead. But now he's going to have to go to court. They're going to have to draw.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All the game marshals and all that are going to come and they're going to evaluate the situation. You kill a grizzly bear in a parkland. Was it in a park too, I assume, where they're walking probably?
Yeah.
You kill a grizzly bear, you are going to really, really have to
Alaska.
You're going to have
so
to
it may not been in a park.
You're going to have to really show that that thing was a threat to your life, and they're going to put all that together. And if it wasn't, then you are going to go to jail. You can't just kill these animals like that. They really have to put a lot of pressure on you for you to get away with it, I believe.
Even in Alaska, where the grizzlies are...
Yeah, they're anywhere, So yeah. I mean, this is not good for, the people listening.
He says what kind of gun he used.
Oh, my God. No, it's dead.
I came charging at my dad. He made some noise.
Oh, no.
It went to you. I thought it went straight to me. And thankfully, when I was falling backwards, I was able to unsheath my pistol. And when he was on top of me, absolutely unload like on top of this guy.
Had to. Now, that's all good. Yeah, listen, if that story pans out, then yeah, you gotta protect yourself. I mean, it's what it is.
Well,
your life.
You think he's going to court for this?
No, Andy, you get what I'm saying with that though? You can't you have to have an alibi to be able to kill one of those things, just like killing anybody. Like if I killed you and you're trying to kill me, like I can't just kill you if you threaten me a little bit. I don't know.
It's
why, interesting.
Listen, if you're going to go hiking in Alaska or Wyoming or Montana or anywhere where
Canada,
Western Canada,
even in you could turn that off now.
Well, I hear what kind of pistol he uses.
So did my father.
Probably.
I'm not sure. I did shoot myself in the leg when I was falling backwards.
Oh, this guy.
Right here.
Oh, this dude's a tough motherfucker.
Again, I shot myself. I was falling backwards where the bear got me. I know he did bite into me. I think I felt that.
Damn.
We got an SOS out. Hopefully they're asking what the issue is.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what it is, dude. It's a beautiful
day.
Oh, this kid's a fucking shit kicker, dude. I mean. Wow. Those guys, you could tell those guys kind of know what they're doing. They know how to use a gun, although he did shoot himself. But what do you do in a situation when you got an 800-pound...
You know how to use the gun, dude. They should have shot him quicker, earlier.
It snuck up on him, dude.
Really?
You had to, it's not easy to take a pistol out and be like, do. The damn thing yelled.
Thank you. And you want to criticize the Secret Service, that woman. And you're saying it's not easy to get it out of her holster.
Get out of here, Andy.
Not easy to get it out of the holster. And you're saying...
The buffoon?
Is that what you call her?
Oh. Buffoon.
I've seen her on several
She looked like a buffoon.
I've seen her on lots of other work
They
assignments.
all did. There's so much more shady shit to that. No one even talks about that anymore. It's unbelievable. So much shady. She's a buffoon, dude. Look like a buffoon.
So Deion Sanders, he's
annoying.
Coaches football at Colorado. Okay,
he's annoying too.
So he won't talk to this one columnist.
Yeah, I saw that.
From, I guess, the Denver Post or whatever, a Colorado columnist.
Yeah.
Because he has taken personal shots at primetime Deion, who is one of the loudest coaches in college football. Last year, he had the big victory in week 1 against TCU. It was just, a ratings bonanza. It went absolutely crazy. The next couple of weeks ended up beating Colorado State, I think, the next week in like a shootout. And everyone thought he was like headed to like the college football playoffs.
Big time.
And then they ended up like, shitting the bed the rest of the way. And I was on board. I was like, this is great for college football. I love Deion and whatever. Yeah. So now it's just gotten like a little bit too much. So now he won't talk to this guy because he's taking some shots.
Yeah.
The columnist in his column has referred to Deion as the Bruce Lee of BS and a false prophet.
False prophet.
Okay. So, is that crossing the line as a columnist by calling him, basically saying he's lying about his faith by calling him a false prophet, and by saying that he is a master of lying by calling him the Bruce Lee of bullshit? You know what I mean? So is that, as a media,
it's a little
is
much.
That too much? And does he have the right? Apparently, he's got the language written in his contract, Deion does, that he can decide who he talks to and who he doesn't.
Yeah. I look at it like Deion does get annoying. He was annoying last year. If you really watch college football, which we do, we're on radio talking about him every day. You watch TV, he's everywhere. Shedeurs everywhere. I like him, man.
Me too.
Yeah, I like him.
Hell of a quarterback. Although he's made some comments about some other transfers and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I know. They're in for themselves, for the most part. But Deion has helped a lot of young.
Would you draft Shedeur? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
where do you have him on your big
don't
board?
care.
Okay.
But Deion, though, he does get annoying at times. Like he does. And with the religious stuff, I get I kind of get it. That would get annoying to me.
You think he's a fake religious guy?
No, that's why I disagree with calling somebody a false prophet.
Am I interpreting that correctly?
I thought.
So is that what a false prophet is?
Yeah. Big time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're a fake.
And saying
your religion, what you're speaking of your religion, you're fake.
And if you're saying you're the Bruce Lee bullshit, aren't you saying you're like a master of lying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, he got him. Like that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
But I don't. Does it bother me that much? No. Deion's a big boy. He can handle himself.
He's always like lecturing everybody.
He's lecturing everybody. He's the smartest guy in the room. He's one of the best athletes in the world.
Very good talker, though.
He's a very good talker. And people buy in.
I got love for you. It's not you. But CBS, no, they did. They did me dirty. They did me wrong. But it ain't you, because I got love for you.
He used to be a wild man.
But I want peace and joy.
Then he found Jesus, I guess.
I don't think he ever drank or smoked or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn he's had champagne bottles.
You thought, well, when he wins the World Series, when they threw buckets of water all over Tim McCarver.
Yeah.
The old broadcaster, former catcher back in the day, and Joe Buck's partner for years during the World Series and all that. Yeah. They threw water all over him because Tim McCarver made some comments about Deion during the broadcast.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's always been a little much, but I always loved him. Deion's one of my top 5 favorite athletes ever.
Yeah, he's up there. I like Deion. I don't know. They're entertaining, man. Just entertain. I don't give a shit.
You know what came out this past week was like incredible, and I need more of it. I need
White dudes for Kamala.
I saw some of that. But Wayne Gretzky mic'd up.
Oh yeah, and Mess mic'd up.
And Mess.
I saw that clip of Mess
goes telling that goal, "I'll fucking."
It was a Howard Bullen. Howard Bullen
from Tampa. I couldn't tell.
Because you get in my way like that, I'll fucking carve your face, or something like that. Like Jesus.
I'll fucking carve your face.
That's what he said. Yeah.
I don't think he said it.
Yeah,
you're gonna fucking eat it.
Yeah, you're gonna eat it, baby. What do you think that means?
I know. Dude.
Wow.
He would legitimately scare me.
Yeah.
Would he scare you?
Yeah.
Mark Messier?
There's other guys that scared me more, I would say, probably.
Did you ever get scared?
I got nervous, big time.
Like, who scared you?
Anytime I fought a monster guy, I would be nervous, big time.
Yeah, but like, oh my God, like scared.
McIntyre. Mm-hmm. Big Jargy at times. Blue guard scared me.
Were you ever like, I don't belong
I would.
I don't need to be fighting this
only
guy.
with Boogie. I would say this is going to be. I would always convince myself, just fight. Let's do it. You got it, man. You're strong enough. You're smart enough as a fighter.
Your head's big enough.
My head. I know how to eat punches. Bugard was always in the back of my head because he's so big. And he kept knocking guys out, man. And anytime you see a guy that you play against, like shit, we're playing Minnesota fucking 20 times a year, I felt like. And so, like, he started knocking guys out, man, like hurting their face. He's carving in Todd Vidork's face, carving it in to where you will be affected by that the rest of your life. Bugard was in the back of my head when we played against him, man, because I didn't know how to be able to grab him. I'm not. He's at that 6'6" to 6'7" I can get away with. But once you get to that 6'9" range, I'm going to be really eating these punches bad, and they're going to take a toll.
The last thing I would want though is for Wayne or Mess if all of a sudden they start uncovering all these like mic'd up incidents, because the shit that was said on the ice back then just would not go over very well today. And I'm not going to say that Wayne was the guy saying it or Mess, but I think everybody was. And they were saying things that Gord Miller would not like.
Oh, Gord Miller would be like, I'm writing another article. Tweet.
He would like be all over Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Wayne, he'd like want Wayne like out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I love it. I want to hear all.
I need to hear Wayne Gretzky mic'd up and Brett Hall for a whole game.
Yeah, all of them. It didn't even have to be a superstar.
No.
The funniest guys were like,
oh yeah, the third and fourth liners, whatever.
Yeah, those guys are really
or the guy that just didn't play.
There was one with Dave Brown the other day, and he was Brownie was playing for the Flyers, and then Big Tim Hunter, always talk shit. Played for Calgary at the time, and back in big. So they're chirping each other, but he's got that fucking nasty accent, this Canadian act. You got them gloves cemented on your hands?
Titty fucker. What's that?
No.
Brian Trottier.
No, listen. A tit fucker. But here's the difference. I heard Brian Trottier in that infamous scene where he's on the bench, the clip with Kevin Stevens against Brian Bellows, he didn't call him a tit fucker. He called him a kid fucker.
Oh, God.
Because Bellows at the time was dating a really young girl. That's what I heard.
How young?
Probably 19 or 20. Okay. I mean, he's not 14, Andy. But like real young, so he called him kid fucker, which is god awful.
That's what he was calling him?
Yeah. God awful.
I need to hear.
Oh, there's a 3-minute clip of
mic'd up shit. Like
awesome.
Like if I was a player in today's NHL, how do you say anything on the ice?
You don't, especially the big word. Well, FAG, gone. That was big in the 90s.
Are you just like officially gone?
Remember that one guy? You gotta get out of here.
He was telling a few years ago. He was telling his teammate to rag it.
Oh, and it's
like which is like an old school like
around
hockey term.
Yeah, but he said FAG.
Yes,
say it on
no, but they accused him of saying that.
I know. That's scary.
It's like front headline news the next day. He's saying this.
How about?
And he's like, I was saying rag it.
Because everybody tweeted, this happened in baseball. Just
a few weeks ago.
There's a mascot. I think it's in Milwaukee. And this older man with his child behind home plate.
Oh, yeah.
Behind home plate. We're eating. And he looks at the mascot and goes, hey, Dinger. And it clipped up. And people are like, all these writers are like, he's calling him the N-bomb.
The N-word.
The N-bomb. And this guy's with this kid. No one's saying anything. Like you throw the N. People act like it's so funny. People think that people throw the N-bomb out all the time. Where? Have you ever? If anybody said the N-bomb at a Cardinals game or anywhere, everybody like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Get him out of here. He'd be arrested. He'd be tagged in every social media. He'd be here?
He'd be done so.
This guy was calling the mascot Dinger, and he got ridiculed so bad. Because everybody jumped to conclusions. Of course they are on Twitter. Look, I'm virtuous. Get him, and they realize he's calling the fucking mascot Dinger. Like that kind of shit's scary.
But a player a few weeks ago did call somebody.
You effing and he got suspended for 2 games. Then his jersey sale blew up.
Did it?
His jersey sale. He's a young kid, I think. Yeah. His jersey sale blew up.
He's getting chirped from this.
Well, you can't call a kid an effing FAG. You can't do that.
Was it a kid?
Yeah, it was like a young kid chirping him.
No, I don't think so. Or maybe it was.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know that.
It sounded like it. I listened to the audio.
I don't think he'd say that to a kid. Dude.
You shouldn't say it to anybody.
No,
well, there's kids right there anyway.
So you think he should have gotten suspended?
Yeah,
for that?
sure.
You do.
Doesn't bother me. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. You can't call the FAG word's gone.
Okay.
In the '90s, in AAA, you say it here. That not anymore. You just don't say. Here's another thing you don't say: cocksucker. Can't say cocksucker.
Oh, I think every coach in the league says
not
that.
anymore. You got to watch that
No,
too.
I think they do.
I remember when I got jammed up.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing they say. It was like the camera's on you. They're waiting for you to slip up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say anything, even cocksucker. Don't even say it.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
So I feel like some of that is still said, man. And I bet you these players are getting mic'd.
Their words.
And they listen to what, they edit what gets put out publicly, but eventually something else is going to get out. I just think it's
So what? Then they'll have to go through, man. Then they'll have to go through a little training course and blah, blah, blah. Then they'll get over it.
I'm with the media. But I don't know if I fully agree with players being mic'd on. I love hearing it. Here I am saying I want to hear Wayne Gretzky, what he had to say throughout the entire game.
If they mic me up now, like I don't know.
If you're a former player and you just said shit, I mean, are you just probably like, oh my God, like I hope nothing ever comes out?
Well, how about us, like even cutting a commercial, like you're mic'd up you forget you're mic'd up. Like when Losey and I did Bar Rescue,
mm-hmm.
I don't know when that thing's coming out, but Losey and I did it, and Losey's literally talking to me. Reed Lowe, big goofball, we love him, big tougher than dog shit, 6'5", awesome, play for the Blues. So we did this Bar Rescue, John Taffer and them.
When's that coming out?
Don't know, but we're mic'd up for hours. We're there for like 7 hours, and Losey's talking to me, and I'm like, hey. We're mic'd up. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, well.
You forget you are.
I'm like, whoa. Like, all right, we gave him some material. Just watch that. You got to watch that, So it's all good.
All right, let's listen.
Words don't bother me.
So Matthew is our all-time leader in appearances on the Cam and Strick podcast. I think this is the third or fourth time that he's been on with us. But you know what? He keeps accomplishing one thing after the next. He's our boy. He's here in town. We want to have him live as much as possible. And every conversation we have with him is completely different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well,
we're not rehashing shit that we talked about the first time. I highly recommend going and listening to all his episodes because he was so loud when he first came into the league and had so much shit going down with Drew Doughty and Cassian. He's getting suspended and all this stuff. And he's
scoring awesome goals.
He's like kicking guys from behind when they're getting off the ice and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was always, he was always in the mix with shit. And we've gone over all of it on previous episodes. This one obviously was completely different. Just coming off a Stanley Cup championship, everything, man. So people should enjoy this one as well. But I highly recommend going back and listening to the old ones.
It's all on YouTube. And follow our YouTube page, by the way, and follow subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And like and comment and stuff like that. Ask us questions on there.
And leave comments on the podcast app and all that type of shit.
Talk to us.
Let us know what you're thinking.
Talk to us, man. Absolutely.
Talk to us, baby.
Talk to us.
First Form or firstform.com. Listen, use our link, firstform.com/CamandStrick. Still have time to get that order in to us. Show us your order number, and you automatically are entered and have a chance to win a prize pack from First Form, which includes a little Cam and Strick prize pack in there too.
Yeah, baby. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
Buy something and then
we got the energy drinks here today. I've been all over a lot of shit, dude. I've been eating the those Pro bars, dude, like crazy.
Yeah,
I like those. That chocolate
yeah.
brownie one is absolutely amazing. I got this hoodie on right now. I had the sleeveless hoodie on a few weeks ago where I show my arms. So if you want to show your arms, you can do that too.
You got a couple comments about that.
And even the socks, dude. I got the socks going on. I love the socks. Everything they have is top notch, dude. That's a First Form hoodie you got on right there. Yeah. Yeah, because I've got the same one. And the pants too.
And a hat.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Oh my God.
What am I doing here?
I know. So firstform.com/CamandStrick. Got to use our link though to place your order. If you don't use our link to place the order, you are disqualified.
Yeah.
So
it's that simple.
Yeah, it's that simple.
And it'll help us with this. Like we like to get you guys engaged, and we got some good stuff for you with our hat, or you're gonna win a nice prize pack. You might as well just do it.
What does that say right there?
Yeah.
So hat launch, man. We went and did a commercial. Hat launch made that shirt. We had a great time with that out at Centene with all the boys the other day, man. A couple shit kickers. Had some fun with them, man. And you'll be seeing that on all the social channels coming up.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty funny.
So follow Hat Launch too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's how they make all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
with First
Form.
No,
the number one custom hat maker really in the world. I'm gonna throw that out there. They made over 1 million hats. And
they're building this huge warehouse now. They're gonna.
Yeah. So like if you're like got a baseball team, hockey team,
bowling team, whatever, they'll make merch for you.
You want to sell some merch? Yeah. If you have your own podcast or whatever, you want to sell some merch.
Yep.
Then let them make you some hats, dude. Quick turnaround, great prices, great people. Everybody, man, over there, Danny and the whole crew. So what's up, Danny?
Love you guys, man.
Yeah. Hatlaunch.com. Proper Cannabis, we mentioned them. Use that promo code Cam and Strick 20. That's going to save you 20%. They got a bunch of locations throughout the state of Missouri. So if you're here local, some have drive-thrus. You don't have to get out of your car, dude. It's the most convenient thing ever. You can order online, then go to the drive-thru, and it's waiting for you, dude.
Yeah. No.
And they deliver, I think, some places, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this going in.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy. Show your ID, walk in. You have to probably wait a little waiting room for 10 seconds, and they'll let you in. You tell them exactly what you want. They're like, yoink, 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 and then you're done.
Yeah. What is it?
Like if you want, sometimes like you got doobies for sale, just like little,
whatever you.
What do you want? You want the vape? You want some doobs?
Night.
No, it's downtown Chinatown. Unless you have sleep apnea like I do, and not good.
Nighttime.
Put you down.
I like those honeybees, those edibles.
Oh, I'll eat them. And I'll cook a huge dinner.
What'd you barbecue the other day?
What did I do the other day? Gosh dang it. Oh, I did sausage and peppers. And then I did, there's a little.
It's a waste of time.
Sausage and peppers?
It's a waste of time. No. You like the big sausages?
Yeah. Oh, no, just the big
ones that
cheddar.
I
got cheddar jalapeno ones.
Okay.
And I'll take onion and peppers and a little bit of garlic, and I'll season it up, and I'll cook those up, and I'll put it on, and I'll make a nice little sauce for it.
Yeah,
I'll put some tomatoes on there and some little jalapeno pickles, and then I'll crush that bad boy.
Yeah. Bench clears, baby. We got the
Oh, hey, by the way, with bench clears, I just saw our commercial.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I think it looked pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I look terrible in it, but
did you see it?
You look better than me in this.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
I thought we looked fine.
Yeah, so check that out, man. We got other ones coming too. Bench clears. Use the promo code CAMASTRICK.
I didn't read the comments
20%. Are there comments on it?
Yeah, it'll be funny.
BOGO 50. You can buy one, get one 50% off. But they got a blues one here. You see the Panthers.
Florida.
Men's, women's, youth sizes. They got everything, dude. These are so cool, and they got hoodies too. So like as we get into the fall months, get into the NHL season, we're gonna be pumping the shit out of these guys.
Stupid August.
I hate August.
100 degrees for the next 7 effing days here. That makes me depressed more than winter storms or anything, unless your pipes freeze or your electric goes out in the wintertime because of ice falling on, different stuff. That's a joke.
That used to happen to me all the time.
But without that, 100 degrees for 7 days can go fuck itself.
Okay, Zombo.
I know.
You sound like Z.
I know. Zombo. We love you.
He was introducing all his buddies at the table. He was like, Bobby the electrician, Sammy the Jeep guy. Like, my mic was broke. I was Bobby the electrician around to come fix my mic. It was like busted.
That was good. That was fun.
Go fuck yourself.
He says, fuck off. We're all like, during the whole time, we're all looking at each other like, God dang. He's going, we're all like, oh, my buddies, we're all looking at each other.
He's like, I ain't greasing your mom.
And then once he's done, we're all like this.
He got a standing ovation.
I didn't see got a standing ovation. So funny. It's so funny. Although, it's kind of sad too, because like he was emotional, man.
I know.
Like we laugh at it because but like in reality, like he's got a lot.
He said some funny shit, dude. It was
he did.
I think it was meant to get some laughs too, probably.
I laughed. I was like, God.
He's like talking about greasing your mom.
I'm like, God damn. Let's go.
Probably greased your mom.
Oh, my dead mother.
Oh my God! Don't do that. Don't say that.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, you're trying to take that out of context.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying. He said grease your mom. I'm not saying Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Awareness.
Okay.
I told you. No, you don't.
Great awareness.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I take that back.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Take what back?
Well, you're just trying to
take back my dead mother.
Escalate.
I wish I could. I wish she was still alive.
So do I.
I'm sure you do. I wish she was still alive. I do miss my mother, and I dream about her here and there.
Are the women chasing your dad around still?
Yeah. My dad looks young, man.
What's the latest with that?
But he's just, you know, he just wants a friend.
The dog looks hungry, Bear.
Oh, Bear's so funny. God. They walk like, damn, I got to worry about him.
Can I bring Blay over there?
Yeah. They'll play in the back.
Can I bring him over?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do worry about him when it's 100 goddamn degrees and he's hiking up these high cliff, you know, like he needs to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially if it's 100 degrees. Just wait till it's going to be colder soon to do some of the hard terrain. But when it's 100, man, like I kind of worry about him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
But he looks great. I was over there today.
Well, that's good.
Drinking his beer.
Well, I know. Well, you're stealing from him.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll raid everything in that house.
People, dude.
Raid everything in that house like I had when I was a kid.
So wrong.
Hey, listen.
Who does his grocery shopping?
He does.
He goes down.
Yeah.
He does all that on his own.
Of course. What is he? He's not disabled. He's in better shape than both of us, and he can kick the fuck out of you too.
Really?
My dad could beat you up right now. I would say he could. Dude, he's working out, man. I brought my bell bar for him. He's doing push-ups and he's doing. I go, be careful with that too.
Yeah, 100%.
His arms look jacked.
Oh my God.
He'd bag you
okay,
up.
well, I'm not trying to fight your dad. Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
You're taking everything out of context here.
Just letting you know.
With your
it's all good. I'm just letting you know.
Benchclears.com and use our promo code. And where is that Panthers?
Right behind you.
The Matthews on this.
They can see it.
Yeah,
they can see.
Yeah, so you order one of those, get a Blues one. We had the old school Quebec Nordiques one.
They got every
old school
you
North
want.
Star, every team.
Yeah.
Retro jerseys, American League teams even, and it's lightweight, right? Cam,
it's the.
Why you're being rude?
No, because you're right. That was rude of me.
Yeah, you've done this like 3 or 4 times.
Well, we've been going on about bench clears.
So what is this? You're being rude.
Oh, somebody did. It's Soup, Jim Campbell.
He kept calling me the other night during the thing, and he was there.
We're all like looking at each other. That's what I was saying. It was fun.
Oh, did you see? I didn't even see him. How come he didn't hang out afterwards or anything?
He left early.
Why?
He Houdini'd it like I thought I was going to do, but I didn't. I stayed till the end.
You did.
I told Kate.
Yeah.
I go, we might have to Houdini if I get bored, and I didn't. So I stayed later than probably anybody.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Well, I stayed as late as you did.
Yeah. You're like, are you still here? Like, no, I think I did leave eventually. Yeah. I was pretty big.
No, we walked out together because Kate was going to leave you.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was.
I'll tell you when she's.
So I was like, hang on. So I was like,
I'm honest more than anybody with anything. Yeah. Kate was not mad at me.
I want to give Rob Kellogg a shout out too because he was cool as shit. He went in and he listens to the podcast, man.
No, shout out,
lives
baby.
in Vermont, baby.
Lovely Vermont.
So big congratulations to Rob, and I hope his brother Chris is okay because he had a little bit of a medical issue.
Oh, that I saw. Yeah.
So
I think he's okay.
Yeah, a lot of stuff went down. Scotty Bacco went in too, man. Did he ever officiate your games?
Yes, God, yeah.
Did you talk shit to him?
Never talk shit to anybody.
To the refs?
You know my reputation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not like, is there somebody that
there's a couple different reputations?
Well, yeah. I mean, I got a couple things going on.
You know what you need?
Be nice to people was. I'm always on the good side.
You know what you need when it's 100 degrees.
Besides you.
When it's 100 degrees.
What?
A pool.
Oh God.
Chili plastering, baby. Say hi to Ryan.
Ryan, what's up, baby? What's going on, man? You know, Ryan's part of that whole.
We need to get him to the hockey.
Yeah.
Come out to one of these induction ceremonies.
He's part of that hockey community too, man. And his daddy, Dave, who I appreciate.
Who do you think needs to go in that's not in?
Are you trying to get me to say you?
No.
You know. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. There's a lot of guys. But I wish I had a pool, especially this next week. Oh my God. Like, I hate it. Like, I look in my backyard, beautiful backyard, but I'm like, I wish I had.
Grass is long.
No, it's not. Get out of here. I wish I had a pool to just get in. Like, oh my God, I do. They're expensive. Yeah. And you got to take care of them. And Chili Plastering will take care of your pool for you.
God.
You can't let those things go.
No.
Like, there's a lot of little things that go into keeping those things steady.
Pebble Tech, man.
They got it all. That's why they've been around.
Hey, and let me say this about Ryan Chili and Chili Plastering, because I know some people who are in the pool business. They all unbelievable reputation.
Yeah, I know. I talked to a couple guys that played
Chili's the best, dude. Some of these pool builders be like, I don't do shit without teaming up with Chili Plastering. It's the only company I'm allowed to do my plastering around the pool and stuff like that. So
they're the real deal.
That's all.
Check them out. Check them out. Tell them we sent you.
Chili Plastering. Yep. Yeah. Tell them I sent you.
Tell them Andy sent you.
Cam, at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks.
But you get sushi and flavored water. That is
no swinging dicks.
The damn truth. In fact, I went there and got some sushi the other day.
I'm going to have to talk to Danny Boy.
Not too long.
I'm going to have to talk to Danny Boy. I'm thinking,
Oh, really?
Thinking.
About a 250?
I'm thinking here, I'm
going to run my 2,500.
I'm going to run my high country out like it's.
Well, it's close.
It's got 140 in
it. Looks great. I'm not going to lie.
No, it's beat up a little bit.
I remember when you first got it.
It's awesome.
I was at the gym training.
22-inch black rims.
I was at the gym training. Awesome. I think I was in. Probably had done 3 sets at the time.
You were probably talking to everybody.
I probably had another set or 2
wasting everybody's time.
Cam rolls in, got a new truck. You took me out to show it. It was very, very nice.
Beautiful. Yeah. It still looks pretty good if I clean it up. But it's got a couple dings.
We weren't doing the podcast. This is probably close to 20 years ago or so.
Yeah. No, 20 years ago. No, it's 10 years old. It's
in great shape, dude.
It's a 14, 15.
I like it.
It drives, but still
it starts and everything, no problem.
Starts, yeah. I mean, you get a starter, you can always fix that. But if Bellman wants to give us a free card, a little demo to drive, to pimp out and talk about and stuff like that,
Buick GMC on one side of the street, Cam on the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. We got lots of options.
You could put me in a Buick, Danny Boy.
Hell yeah.
I'll drive that Buick around.
Sedan, too.
Everybody's like, fuck, shit kickers drive Buicks now.
Yes, they do.
If you want that.
Say hi to the shit kickers.
Dude, what's up, all you guys, man? We love all y'all, baby. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep messaging us on social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll chat with you. I know you send me all kinds of cool shit. Some of the Cowboys up there send me some cool stuff. I love that. I like to know where you're at.
Stevie Mac, baby.
You guys are in the middle of nowhere. Just send me a little video. I want to see where you're at, baby. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I can't follow everybody on social media.
Follow everyone.
But you send me your backyard, your chill zone. Remember we had a chill zone?
The chill zone.
Remember the chill zone?
Oh, how could I forget?
God, send that to us.
Yes. Where is your chill zone?
Where's it at? What are you
doing? Weekend. Let's see that chill zone.
It doesn't have to be fucking luxury bullshit. No, just like, what do you do to get away?
Where you chilling?
Where you chilling at, man?
That's what I'm talking about. All y'all in Saskatchewan and Alberta and everybody.
Manitoba.
PEI.
Cam,
where's Bellman located?
In Troy, Missouri. That's Troy, Missouri.
They've got something for everybody, and everybody gets approved. So you got fucked up credit. You're still walking out with some new cars.
Everybody don't think everybody's got fucking perfect credit either.
No. Except Matthew might.
Except for probably, the wealthy folk. It's fine. Okay.
Matthew's got perfect everything.
Even that, man. You're not organized. You could have all the money in the world and not be organized.
I've seen it with a lot of athletes who have made hundreds of millions of dollars and then gone broke.
Yeah.
Matthew Tkachuk, man, one of my favorites of all time. And he joins us here on the Cam and Strick Podcast.
There you go, dude. What's up?
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
Can I say something real quick, though? I was worried a little bit on both of you guys going to the plate and throwing out the first pitch because I evaluate that, and a lot of people do too. And you've seen some guys that just, they don't know how to throw a ball.
Yeah.
And they're unbelievable athletes, and they don't know how to throw a ball. But you guys both did at the same time. You did a good job on that, but I was kind of worried.
So I actually threw out the first pitch in Miami 2 years ago, and I heard it was right after I was traded.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a shoulder injury during the year before, and first, we're athletes. Hockey players are great athletes, but very rarely are you going out there and throwing the ball like you were with pops when you're 5 years old. You don't do that anymore. So I had a shoulder injury, and I'm an athlete, right? I'll just go up to the mound and just chuck one in there, put a little sauce on it, whatever. I tried to throw a little oomph into it, and I didn't even get it to the plate from the mound. It's when you don't practice and it's the first time throwing a ball, it was a humbling.
Where was that?
It was in Miami.
Were you getting
at the Marlins game?
No, I wasn't getting
Nobody was there.
It was.
Nobody saw that.
Exactly.
It's not.
It was.
You can tell everyone it was a strike right down the plate.
One of the guys saw there and were like, oh.
It was. Yeah, whatever. But who cares? But I actually before the St. Louis one, I didn't know the setup if I was going to be from the mound or not. But I will admit that in the morning, I went out in the backyard and just threw five, just to loosen up.
God.
I'm way healthier than I was 2 years ago, but it was just it was fun. It was a great day.
Your shoulder gets messed up though, man. When you
I can't imagine these pitchers that throw so much in the year. Like, they gotta be. I have a lot of respect for them. Like, I used to be like, you pitch, one every 5 days if you're a starter. Like, what? If you're chucking in 100 pitches and all your warm up and stuff, like that's.
I don't think your shoulder's
tough...
supposed to do that.
No,
and they can. They snap it in there.
Oh my
Very
God.
impressive, and
that's why they get paid a lot.
I was gonna say,
dude. Let's go, 250 schmilly.
Yeah, good for them.
I know you do pretty well.
It was cool seeing Ohtani hit a home run. I think he's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
And driving around in the car before with Jason, like that Ohtani's a big man.
What's Jason? What's he driving?
Does
he make like $50 million a year? That guy?
Jason?
Yeah,
63, I think.
$63 million.
Yeah.
Dang D-dog.
Yeah.
Was like in high school.
That's
everyone knew he was just.
That's 7 times basically what I make.
Yeah, that's your contract in 1 year.
That's crazy.
But you knew, like in high school, he was like unreal.
Yeah. So
like, you knew he was going to the NBA.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like McDonald's All-American.
And he was like always dominating, and then you would hear about him like dominating. In basketball, they always had like those mixtapes for the players, like like even in like middle school, like your 7th grade highlight reel or whatever. And I don't know, you go down like the rabbit hole of YouTube, and you'd see some other guys. Jason was a stud. I would say that if you asked all of our classmates that were in and around that same time, every single one of them, if they had to bet who was going to make it to the league, me or him, they would have all picked him. Like, I felt that was...
How tall was he?
He was taller than everybody.
Was he dunking in high school? Like,
yeah,
God,
yeah. I think he said he dunked for the first time when he was 12.
No, he...
Did they know about you, though? They're like, Jason know what you were doing?
Yes. So, Jason, I remember we were laughing about it once when we were walking around the track in gym class or whatever. And just talking about like, you make the NBA, I'll make the NHL, and like, yeah, blah blah blah. And the fact that it actually happened was, first of all, crazy. Like when you think about it, it's crazy that 2 guys made it, and then for us to win within a week of each other, it's just like, and it was great because, well, it was great for us that no other St. Louis teams were really having like crazy success. So like a lot of the sports fans in the city really just hopped on Florida and Boston for that. Which I thought, like I see videos of like some of the bars.
Cam had an Oilers jersey on, but there was. I want you to know.
We're getting paid for that.
I want you to know.
Think I want a Canadian team to win?
I had a Panthers one on. They sent us both one for each team, so I wasn't gonna put the Oiler one on. No, so Cam bit the bullet for that one.
We were rooting for you the whole time. I think everybody knows.
I know you were.
Hey, but now you need the gold medal.
That would
go
nice.
with it.
Yep, that's
okay.
That's a
then we can match Jason.
No, I hear you. That's the goal. That's gotta win another cup before that though.
That video though, you guys in high school.
That's hilarious. I don't even know. I don't even think that was high school. I think
what was that?
We were still trying to figure.
So young.
We were trying to figure it out yesterday. We think that it was in 7th or 8th grade for like our technology class because it was computers.
Yeah.
So I think it was one of those you gotta make a video.
Were you smart like that?
I bet we would now.
Were you like, hey Jason, we have to do our homework tonight?
I think it was like because it was at school.
Jason's like, shit, I'm putting up 28 and 14 tonight, baby.
Sit down, Matty.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. I think it was for technology because we had our computers, and I'm assuming it.
Well, you were only there for how long?
It's on
a
YouTube.
year.
We were there at Chaminade.
No, for you in high school. How many years were you in high school?
Well,
here?
This was even before high school, so this was 7th or 8th grade.
Dude.
And I'm assuming because it's on YouTube, like it was one of those make a video and find a way to upload it to YouTube. That's your project. And the topic was in that video is why you came to Chaminade. So it's just hilarious. It's hilarious.
On the bus, it's funny, man. It's like. It was meant to be. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Did he get into his no playing time with Steve Kerr?
No, my dad.
Steve Kerr.
My dad said though.
It's kind of nerdy.
My dad said before we were going there. When I asked because normally my dad doesn't like.
Yeah.
He would never. I'm like Dad. I'm throwing out the first pitch at the
Did he go?
Cardinals game on Sunday, and 99 out of 100 times he would be like, Matthew, like that's your thing. Like go enjoy it. He's by himself right now. My mom was out of town. He's like. Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, he will.
Oh my God, are you serious? He's like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna wear a fuck Steve Kerr shirt too. So he didn't do that, but yeah, he watched the basketball games too and loved what Jason did, and we were both pretty like confused and rattled. I don't know about the whole Olympic thing with him, but like I didn't ask. That's not.
Yeah.
It's a team sport. He got a gold medal, so it's great.
You guys keep in touch though. Last thing about Jason, like, will you text him during the season?
Yeah.
He has a great game. Or whatever.
Normally we've been reaching out in the past. Like I would say the last few years, most of them have been like when I've been playing the Bruins in playoffs, or when he was in Miami, I went to game something when they were playing the Heat, and it was just they won, great game, that type of stuff. So I would say it's in the last bunch of years it's been once, maybe twice a year. So enough, but not like we're not texting every day.
But if you
we're buddies. Okay. Like he's a great guy, and it was great actually hanging out like in person for a few hours the other day and just catching up and learn.
That's why we have this right here. This is actually
that's Jason, baby.
This is the
we got that for you.
This is the Paris jersey.
Yeah.
So and it's for on sale right now. You can get it for 50% off.
Always this guy right here. That's right. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, can I ask you? I always wondered. I don't think I've ever asked you, but I'm curious. Like, how did you end up signing with Sherwood? Because you brought a Sherwood stick. Like, Sherwood's kind of an old school brand, right? So you use their stuff. Do you use all their stuff? Like, how do you make that decision? Because I'm sure you tested it out and you wouldn't use it if you didn't love it.
So my deal with Warrior ended in 2020, and not to get into why I didn't go back there, but I was on the open market looking for something and wasn't going to go back to Warrior. So it was during COVID, and we had a bunch of months to test it out. It was like when we had the bubble. Yeah. Like mine ended right after the bubble, so I had those little fall months before I had to go back in January.
When you're playing Nerf with
Brady? When I was playing Nerf with Brady and going on all my college visits, which was, honestly, looking back, what a great time.
You went on your college tour.
Yeah, I know. I would do my workouts during the week, and then on the weekend, hey, are you free this weekend, boys? So that was fun. But yeah, I tried them. I think I tried True. I went back and tried CCM maybe. I can't even remember. But I really like their stuff, and I like their mindset going forward. So I was their first athlete or first hockey player since they kind of was the rebirth. Okay. So I got to help with some of the design and the future of it. They took care of me pretty good, which is always a plus.
Oh yeah.
But being one of the first guys, I get to help see the growth of the company and feel like I'm a big part of that. And now it's great. There's guys like Nylander and Bedard. I mean, there's some big boys in it now.
How come Brady's not in? Are you recruiting?
I took
Brady?
all the money. Yeah.
Oh, you did. No more left.
I don't know. I think he tried it and really liked it back then, but he loves True. I think he's
Is that what he uses?
Yeah, he likes their sticks and gloves. And
I feel like you.
What a big dog sponsor.
What's that? I don't know. It is what it is.
What other big dog sponsors you got?
Well, mine are more. The big one is probably that one. I've done a lot of one-offs, and the problem is with the one-offs is they change year to year. So this year, big one was Amaranth, which was the bank in Florida, which was an awesome partnership that we had. I did Celsius this year, which was awesome too.
That's Timberlake's, right?
It was too great.
Oh no, that's not Timberlake's.
It was too great. No, Celsius is like the energy drink. Yeah. So I really liked working with both of them.
Raising Cane's?
Raising Cane's was a one-off after the
next
after
day, wasn't it?
Were you giving people salmonella?
He's like, "Hi, I'm Matthew. Can I take your order, please?"
He's like Duncan.
Now
he's falling over the.
Okay, now looking back, we can laugh about it. So the night we win, I'm sure you guys are gonna ask about the celebration and stuff. So I'll just get right into it. So you win on a Monday night, and we're in the locker room till 4 a.m. After that, we come back to my house. Sun comes up. People in my canal. There's like 3 guys driving at 6 a.m. to go, do the sunrise fishing excursion, whatever. They see 8 guys, shit-faced, with the cup in my backyard. That was hilarious. So we're there until like 7:30, 7:45. We go get coffees at my favorite coffee shop, Ann's. Then we go to Elbow Room at 8 a.m. We're there until 2. It was getting out of control. So we came back to my house. That night, we went out in Fort Lauderdale to this place. Greek Islands was one of our favorites, and then we went out in town. The next day...
You still haven't slept?
Still have not slept. That night, I probably got an hour of sleep. Maybe 2 hours. The next night was the boys' night in Miami. So we have dinner at Catch. which is what a great spot down in Miami Beach. And then we go to 11. And 11 put on one of the greatest parties I'll ever go. I don't know if I'll ever go to a better party.
Big
than
dogs there?
I can't remember.
Pitbull.
But no. it was, I remember. It was incredible. Like, it wasn't even like guys were going crazy. Like we've been drinking for 3 days straight. So you're already in the pocket. You're just enjoying all the fans and like
the moment.
The night that
Cruise
they put
control.
on for us was like, it was incredible. We owned the place, basically. It was so fun. A night I'll remember forever. So I get back at probably 5 a.m., maybe a little later. No, it's probably 5 a.m. I have a car picking me up at 8 a.m., taking me up to, I think, Lauderdale by the Sea, or Pompano Beach, where I did a 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Raising Cane's commercial.
Oh, God.
You aced it. Like,
And
you
I
killed it,
was
too.
good. I was.
You look like you're
We taking
fresh.
Adderall or something?
I probably should have, but no, there was nothing. There was an hour or two of sleep, a Pedialyte in the car, and
Pedialyte's your
I
friend.
was like, I remember, you guys have seen Old School.
Yeah.
You know when Frank
Yeah.
the Tank goes up, there's like, let me take this one, Jimmy,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
does like the debate, and then he's like, what just happened there? I got in the car at 10 o'clock after my commercial was done, and I was like, and I couldn't believe what I just did. Every tape
When did you
was
agree to do it?
I think
After you won or before that?
I think I agreed. So the finals is crazy because you have to have everything agreed on before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Craig,
Yeah, your agent.
yeah, he called me up before. He's like, and you don't want to jinx it, right?
Mhm.
But you have to do it. I had to do it the
It's
year
just
before.
family.
I had to do it the year before. It's like when you win, these are the opportunities.
Right.
Say yes
Exactly.
to whatever you want, and if you
Yep.
lose, these are some of the opportunities. So like, normally if you lose, like it's just like the signings you do, but when you win, you've got
Yeah, baby.
1,000 more options. So that was just one of them. But you have to do it, to reach the agreement and to get paid the most money. You kind of got to do it right after, while you're the hot topic.
You're hot,
So,
baby.
it was a lot of fun. That was one of the few things that I did that weekend in Florida, and it was just a blast.
I love that you do it. You do a lot of shit. Like your face is popping
everywhere.
up a lot
It's
of
everywhere.
places right now. Like which is important for the game, man. Because the kids, they're watching. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what it's like when you were a kid. Like you're watching. Like I don't know why more and more guys aren't putting their faces out there and doing more. So I'm glad you enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? And you're helping grow the game too.
Mm-hmm. No, it's great. I think it's
easy,
a little bit different when you win. You enjoy everything a lot more. So,
But you like doing it though, don't you?
No, it's been great. You gotta be smart. You can't just do it for the sake of doing it, or do it for the money, or do it for you gotta do stuff that you love. So you gotta have the right partnerships. You gotta
Or
have
get
the right
caught up with different people. Like, let's film this real quick. We're doing. Hey, put this in your.
No,
You're
it's
like, no,
yeah.
I gotta chill.
Yeah,
you gotta say no to some shit.
Yeah, well, you gotta be surrounded, and you gotta. That's a big thing that I've learned with, playing in Florida the last 2 years. The opportunities with a market like South Florida, or, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, it's growing a lot, and it's not like you're going to play hockey in Florida, no one knows about you. In fact, it's like kind of the opposite. It's like a way bigger market down there than I ever imagined. So, and playing in the U.S. with all these televised games going so far, and everyone kind of focusing on your team, especially like when you're playing a team against Canada, you're the U.S. team, so they're kind of like
That
doing
flight.
everything around you. So it was cool, but you gotta be smart about who you surround yourself with. For
When
sure.
did you start thinking about in your post game interview that you were gonna recognize all the fans in Calgary for beating Edmonton?
Do you know what? It was right before. It was right before my interview. Addie, who's our PR girl, who's unbelievable. She's like, "Would you mind doing an interview with Sportsnet? Like, while we have a few minutes before the picture or something?" And I'm like, "Sure." And it kind of like clued. I'm like, and I would never really think about it like this, but I was like, "Oh, Sportsnet, like Canada. Like, I've got a lot of people in Canada, like family watching." And I was like, I mean, I hate Edmonton and I love the people in Calgary, so like, why don't I like give them a little shout out? Like that all happened in like 2 seconds before. I'm like, I got family in Ontario, I've got my grandpa in Winnipeg, and then I've got a bunch of people who I love in Calgary. So like, why not like, shout them all out? Because they those people in Calgary gave me the kind of my identity as a player and allowed me to feel very confident and kind of got my foot in, I got into the league in Calgary, obviously, and really learned, all the qualities of a player that I have all started there. So
They miss you too.
Gotta give them a shout out. And I love the people there, and went to the Stampede for a couple of days, and still, if I can go back there,
What happens at the Stampede? What goes on there?
Stampede.
Bull riding.
Stampede was for the second straight time going, I said I would make it to some of the events, like the wagon races or I don't even know what they do. That's how I obviously didn't go again. So I brought up, what did I bring up? 6 friends this year, 6 of my buddies. I don't know. You wake up, you drink, you
just in the bed,
go to the Cowboys.
You dress like a cowboy, Andy.
Yeah, you throw on a cowboy hat and you have a bunch of Bud Light and you watch some
Put the shit kickers
concerts. You watch some concerts and you go out to the bars after at night. I was literally there for 2 days, so I parlayed those 2 days into Lake Tahoe, which for that golf tournament. So
that looks like
that was
Is
cool.
there a cooler event than
that
golf tournament?
It's the American Century Championship.
Had you watched it when you were a kid? Like, you know what you were getting into or no?
I would see the highlights. I wouldn't say I would watch it like religiously, but I'm such a sports fan.
Yeah.
Like I respect all these guys, and even not even the sports, some of the other personalities, whether they're TV or musicians or whatever. Like, I have so much respect for every single person who's there, and then so for like American Century and NBC to like come up with this great week-long, like, it's the highlight of summer. Like, it is the best week going, and I was so like fortunate to get the invite this year. I got invited before winning it all, so it kind of made more sense after winning for me to go. But it was such a blast. I got to meet so many great people. The sponsors were incredible.
Who stands out? Like, who'd you meet that it was just like, not that you were in awe of, but like you wanted to meet, you got to hang out with?
I think that, oh my god,
Jason Kelce.
The Kelce brothers were awesome.
Talk to a girl.
She was not there.
She's throwing out the first pitch.
I don't know
too.
the guys. I don't know the guys I played with were awesome. So first day I played with Osh and Pavelski, and it was great.
baby.
It was like they're awesome
sick
guys.
golfers,
They're great players, better guys. What a great first day. The second day I played with Osh again. We had the same score, and because the first day they group you by like your profession, and then the next 2 days are based off of your score. Mainly, except for like Charles. He's always like in he's in the A slot, and he is my favorite guy going.
Yes.
And I thought this was pretty cool. And then I'll go back to who I was playing with. But we're there the first night, and we're in this place called I think it's called the Pit. It's in this casino. It's like it's like a dance stage where there's a musician up there playing piano. Charles is up there with a squad behind, just kind of hanging out, having a great time, listening to great music, whatever. And there's a bunch of people like around. All of a sudden, me and him lock eyes, and we've been talking throughout the week, and I have a ton of respect for him. He's such a great guy, and he just like gives me like the nod and smile. I'm like, well, what has he got up his sleeve right now? All of a sudden, he grabs the mic and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, there's a champion in the house." And then they start playing "We Are the Champions."
Is everybody there? Like all the athletes and celebrities?
Not all the athletes, but there was like tons of people there. Like whether they're fans like watching the tournament or some of the sponsors, but like we're talking like a lot of people.
Who are you hanging out with?
I was there with my friends that were there. My fiance was there, and we were with, I think, a couple of the other athletes in our area. I know Ray Allen was there. I only remember him right now. And there's just a lot of sponsors, a lot of the American Century people, a lot of the NBC people were there. Just like there's a lot of people.
But Barkley's cool like that, though. To be able to like pick that out and put that together,
such a good dude. Like, and he called me up and I sang "We Are the Champions" in front of all
nice.
these people. And I'm like, Charles, like, you're the man.
He is.
Like, that was cool.
Yeah.
And he does it.
He didn't have to do that.
No, he didn't have to do that. He could have just like.
Little white boy, care about you.
He could have just like saw me and just like looked like like he didn't see me. I don't know, but I've got a ton of respect for him. He's like, I actually spent weirdly like we crossed paths a lot that week, and every time I was around, like he invited me right in and sat at his table and had some drinks, a few cigars. Like what a great guy, and he loves hockey too. So it's great talking about. Yeah. And I have no problem. Like I'm such a sports fan. Like I have no problem talking to these guys about what they do or asking maybe what to them is stupid questions, but to me, like I love to learn about like their lives and stuff. So, which brings me into like our second day playing golf with Jason Worth, who now is.
Former Philadelphia Phillies.
Yes, and won a World Series there.
Had the long hair and the beard,
now
right?
Still does.
Oh, does he?
But now he owns horses, and his horse won either the Preakness or the Belmont, won one of the two, and finished I think pretty well in the Derby. But hearing stories about his life, how it changed from being a professional athlete to now owning horses, he's like, nothing. He's like, I was looking for. I thought it was so interesting. He's like, I was looking for something that would fill the competitive void. When you're done playing, what can I? So he picked up golf. Now he's really good. And he's like, then I got into horses. And when I tell you, when you're walking down the Kentucky Derby track, he goes, there's no better feeling in sports.
You gonna buy a horse now?
I'm like, I was like, where do I get one of these? And then I learned more about it. I'm like, I don't have. I don't have the funds.
What did he
for that
win?
right now.
Did he tell you how much he won when he won one of those?
No, he didn't tell me how much he won,
I'm
but
just curious.
I think it's more. I don't know if it's necessarily how much you win from that race, but it's after that how much you win from your horse, and the offspring.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
starting to
And-
smash all
the
other,
legacy horses.
He's breeding that.
But
damn
Eric
thing.
Johnson's all in the horses,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
is,
that
yeah.
Landeskog.
But it was so
the horse
cool,
called Landeskog.
hearing about guys what they're I don't know what their lives are
Yeah.
So then day 3 I played with Tony Romo and Carson Daly.
Oh, that's
So
pretty cool.
two guys that
Romo cool.
awesome.
Carson
such
Daly.
a good guy. Carson Daly, unreal.
90s.
Yeah.
That's our 90s.
But
guy.
these
Okay.
guys they
He's on
don't-
the Today Show.
these guys do stuff
You
that
would know about that.
I never played football growing up, and I've never been on anything that Carson's done. So it was just so cool learning about their lives, and I was that was one of my favorite days of the whole week, was playing with them and talking to Tony about broadcasting and what
Yeah.
he sees and what can I look I don't know, it was just cool.
Dude, he's making $25 million a year.
Yeah,
he gets
broadcasting.
chirped though.
Didn't even
Yeah,
He calls the plays before they
No,
happen.
that was before.
He's like,
Now
here
he-
comes a double wingback screen
He gets
to the
chirped
right.
quite a bit.
And then all that,
He's-
it
Yeah,
Like it's hard. It's a hard gig,
I know.
man.
He's a great guy though.
Yeah, I heard
and
he's awesome.
Carson is awesome, so that was a very fun day.
Who wasn't cool?
I didn't meet anybody there that wasn't good.
I'm
That was
just asking.
no, that was
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
best part of that week is
Yeah.
and there's a ton of people. From what I've learned, it's a very hard tournament to get into. A lot of athletes and celebrities want to play in it, but there's only room for 90, 95.
And they go every year, man.
And-
Once they're in, they don't stop going.
Well,
a lot of these guys.
But until you don't get invited back, which happens to a lot of
Why
people.
wouldn't you? Because of your score or
No, it's just about personality or
Who's
how you
hot?
are as a
Who's
guy.
hot?
Yeah.
No, I think it's if you're so you ask who's not a good guy. Nobody, because if you're a bad guy, you're not.
You're
not
not
coming
you're weeded
back.
out.
Yeah.
baby.
So they put on what a great week, what a great event, and just super lucky to meet so many great people.
That's cool.
Okay, so I feel like you were you're always dedicated, whatever. But during the playoffs this year, did you you didn't drink, from what I understand, the entire
Chris
playoffs?
Chelios, no booze.
Okay, so how
Full
long?
time.
So when did you start not drinking? And how long did you go without
So
And what was the reason behind that? You're just purely focused on.
So we played on our first game was Sunday afternoon at 12:30. Game 1, horrible time for a playoff game.
First playoff game.
First playoff game playing Tampa, the old graveyard game. That's what I call it, the graveyard shift. I got engaged on Thursday. Swear to God, I actually got engaged,
Right
literally
before
no
the
Thursday, right
playoffs.
before. So we had a little bit of a day. I flew in my parents, my fiance's parents, and then that night we attacked the bottle pretty good. We had a dinner, and then we went to Elbow Room. Just got to hit all my spots. That was Thursday night. I didn't have one drink until after we won that Monday, June 24th or 5th.
And
It
you
had
stayed
to
up
be-
for 3 days.
It had to
after
be
that?
2.5 months.
2.5
Wow,
months.
Good for you,
Good
man.
for
Yeah,
you,
you
man.
got to do that.
But
So dehydrated.
I
dude.
remember Chris Chelios,
Yeah.
and he played the most playoff games out of anybody I know. So I was like, I'm gonna try it, see how it works, and can't wait to.
It did work.
Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. And did
hopefully
you
this
feel
year.
great or what?
I
Oh,
mean,
God,
I
yeah.
felt great.
Fucking
Yeah.
right. You're not
It was
dehydrated.
pretty clear.
But once you
thinking
start
clear.
drinking, though, were you like,
No, I don't even remember.
well,
I just think I just think I was
It's
so
tough.
dehydrated. I was so
your
excited.
cheeks were sunk in, dude. You look like
I was just so excited after you won. So I
Yeah.
could have, I was basically stayed up for 3 days and just had the time of my life. And
you guys look so exhausted.
best
man.
part about winning though is you realize after you win, maybe that night, that first night, I learned you're winning for the guys in that room. You're winning for the trainers. You're winning for everybody that puts their heart and soul into that year. But then after those few days, it shifts a little bit. It'll always be mainly about who's in that room, but the more people you see after that, you're like, no, like we want it for like you, the lifelong fan who just told me that now they could die happy. Yep. I'm like, holy shit, like that hits home. Like that's like I've been a fan for 30 plus years, and now like this is what I've been a fan for. Yeah. Like for this
saw
moment.
That here, man.
And then like I have my cup day here, and like I've got all these people that like I see it, see at one spot and I see at the next spot, and I just am like I'm winning this for this moment for you guys who got me to this point. So it definitely, first and foremost, you win it for people in that room, and then each day and each place you go. Like I probably haven't had a day since winning where I'm not talking to somebody different about an experience of the playoffs. And it's crazy when you win. Like people want to hear what winners were thinking and what was going on before Game 7, or what were you guys talking about? I don't know. And you guys were up 3-0. Like I don't know. Like I'm telling all these stories.
You had to go back to Edmonton on that 7-hour flight.
Yeah, like I'm telling all these great stories, and people are eating it up. And it's awesome to talk. And I'm a talker, obviously. But I could tell stories about this playoff run this year. I will tell it.
What's
for the
your
rest of my
favorite
life.
story from the playoff run?
The best memories from the playoff run has nothing to do with on ice. It's after games, going to the hotel lounge, playing poker, making fun of guys.
Not drinking.
Not drinking, but just hanging out with the guys, like making fun of somebody when they lose a big hand of poker, or like I don't know. Like, it's just like little stuff that it's the guys, it's the camaraderie, it's the relationships. Like so sad to see a lot of guys go, but like I'm so excited that all these guys cashed in. Like that's what it's about. You win and you go get paid. These guys, like I'm so happy for these guys that have signed with other teams, that like they're recognized for how big their contributions were to our team. And a lot of guys are set for life now because of that. So very happy for a lot of guys. I'm gonna miss a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And those stories, the stuff that didn't happen on ice, but
you'll always have that, man.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see them during the year for dinner, or catch up. And
every year you'll do something to celebrate.
Because we'll always have that.
The 10-year reunion. I'm already looking forward to it.
Danny and I are gonna go to that.
All right, set the scene for us before Game 7. When you're walking to your car and Brady and your dad come out with you, right? What was said and what was exchanged before Game 7? Because you guys are coming off of a couple of losses, right? I mean, it's probably and that's
so going back a little bit in that series, everyone the biggest question I've gotten this summer is like, what were you guys thinking before Game 7? After you were up 3 and then they won the next 3. Game 7 that day was the least nervous, rattled, anxious I was for the previous 10 days. The most pissed off I was when the buzzer went off in Game 5, because I was like, not that we were lost 2 in a row and like they were gaining ground, or I didn't think like that. I was like, I just don't want to fucking go back up to Edmonton. Like that place is
that may have
brutal.
been the best game I've ever seen you play
in Game 5.
One of your best games ever.
Obviously wasn't good.
Wasn't that you scored a goal in that game, right?
Yep.
And you saved a goal from going in.
And then
you made some great. You had a great assist.
It was that was a tough one because I felt our team. That's how playoffs go. You lose games you're supposed to win. We dominated that game, so that's why I was like, come on, I don't want to go back up there. But hey, if I would have played, for the chance to win Stanley Cup in Antarctica. I would have gone anywhere for that
basically
game.
the same thing.
Basically the same thing.
Am I crazy for saying that? Like you had a great game.
But we all did though. Like we all played. Like it just. But maybe we didn't deserve.
And Bill Zito threw his water bottle.
It was just. I think everybody.
That's right.
I think everybody.
I kind of like that.
Everybody. We all liked it. You love to see the emotion from everybody.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But okay, so but that was what I was most mad at. So for Game 7, like I'm not rattled. Like I'm not like we're in this position. Like if you would have told us, so we had a players only meeting after Game 6.
Who talked?
And everybody. I feel like everybody talked, and the common thing was. We lose in Game 5 in Vegas last year. If you go around the room then and they're like, one game at home for the Cup final, Game 7. Here's a piece of paper. Sign it if you're in. You would have had everybody sign their name 10 times. Like, that is a dream scenario we're in. It doesn't matter how we got there. We're there. We have a chance. And now looking back after winning it, like, we're more known around the world because of how it went down. So like it's memories like that are like and now it was worth it. You know, it was so worth it. It makes it that much.
If you would have won in
you got a lot of
game
attention.
It just makes it that much
5
like
in Edmonton or whatever,
No,
wherever on the road in Edmonton,
it's
before,
just-
it would have been a little bit different. Yeah.
I think that now winning it, like, what an unbelievable. It's obviously would have sucked if we would have lost, but you don't think like that. Like, you just think about how great is it going to be when we win? How much better is it going to feel when we win? And so when my dad and my brother walked me to my car, because normally I'll say bye to them like in the house. And I'll just be like, all right, go get him, and then I'm off. Mm-hmm. But like I think my dad like had his arm on me, walking me out. Brady was right by me, and just like, this is it. Like
they were on you in Game 7 off the bat.
They're like, it's fucking time. Like, go do it. And like this is the night. And right there, I'm like pulling out of I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever you normally say. I'm like, yeah, okay, see you guys, love you, whatever. And I'm like backing out of the car. I see them close the door, and I'm like, it just like hit me right there. Like I had like chills in my body. I'm like, it's happening tonight. Mm-hmm. Like I'm doing it for them. Like this is it. I'm not just doing it for the guys in that room. Like I'm doing it for those two right there. And it just like driving out of my canal, I was like, this is incredible. It was the most surreal feeling I'll ever feel in my life. Mm-hmm. And then just the rest of the day was, it just didn't top that moment until the buzzer went off. So it was really cool.
I could use a canal to drive.
I was just going to say that.
What is going on? You said that twice now. Most
people
drive out of their street, out of their driveway.
He's on a canal.
He's like, he lives in a canal.
I'm trying to paint the picture for you
gators
guys
around that mug
too. Well, you better watch out for
But
those.
they were on you right at the beginning, like the first period, that Game 7, though. The Oilers are flying around, right?
So weather the storm.
No, I know. But were you guys like, okay, let's fucking calm down here. Let's get going.
No, we
did
actually,
they score first?
No, we did, which is big.
But
it's always big.
They
answered
right
away.
That's right. With
So,
a break,
so that's what it was. So
Reinhart.
we actually played unreal to start, but then we score. And normally when you're playing that good and you score, like the wave keeps coming.
Yeah.
But they got like kind of a shitty like.
That's right.
Like it went right over Forsing's stick, where like I think he was caught in the middle of like gloving it or sticking it, and like he gets that 9 out of 10, and it just was like a weird play. Yeah. Like I don't know how the guy got behind, whatever.
Or
and then it went like, and then he tried to go low block, or it went like under Bob's arm, like. Ugh, like come on,
Bob's like fuck.
It's like
I don't do this.
That doesn't happen. Like whatever. And that Janmark like was scoring like goals in that series, which like it was just crazy. Like how that happened was crazy. Mm-hmm. But then like we just settled in. Like that kind of settled everybody in. Like we're in a game, and Reinhart's like that goal though. Our team was lights out with the lead after 2 periods. Like I don't know if we lost in playoffs or even regular season when we were up going into the third. Like we were dynamite. And so once we had that lead going to the third, we knew that lock it down and we're going to win the cup.
Who'd you ride to the game with? Do you go by yourself?
By myself, yeah.
You don't pick up anybody on the way?
No, I go too early.
You don't take Sam Bennett?
No, he goes after me. I think he likes to sleep. I like my sleep, but like I get there early.
Though, yeah.
I get there like
you're like your dad.
That was an 8 o'clock game, so I probably got there at 4:40.
Yeah.
You walk around in a robe like your dad
No.
around the dressing room
with his name on it.
I do not. One day.
Hey,
One day.
What was the most emotional moment for you, like afterwards? Because your mom, your sister, Brady, who's like emotional in the stands. You know what I'm saying? Like, which was really cool to see because like he's your brother, but he's also an NHL star. So it's kind of like you're looking at it from so many different lenses. Then you have your dad, who's an NHL star, and his kid just wins the Stanley Cup. He never got a chance to win one.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about that even going into the game? Like,
I mean, you're thinking about that. Yeah. You're thinking about all that. You think about that 1,000 times in your head before every game, before every clinching game. Yeah. All that.
To be able to be the first Tkachuk to bring it home,
just absolutely incredible. I think it hit me a little bit after we won when I'm on the ice. I'm looking up at them. I didn't see the video of him crying, or like I didn't see him crying until I saw the video after.
You made him cry in the Memorial Cup when he scored the game.
I've never seen him cry except for like.
He's a crier. I think he was crying during the Memorial Cup too.
It's just.
I've seen him cry a couple times on the road.
It was surreal though. Like it was surreal to see them standing up.
You could see them
after. I know where they sit. So after we won, before like the cup and everything came out, I just made sure to like point them out. Like everything came out of me. In that moment, just screaming, seeing them bringing the cup in front of them was incredible too. But I don't know, like it's hard to beat after we're all in the locker room hanging out and say an hour went by where it was just the guys. And I think like very slowly other people started to trickle in. Like I don't necessarily know if it was family, but I do remember Vladdy was like the first person to bring his boys into the room.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I got family here too, don't I? They're somewhere,
Go
right?
Get them.
So I went upstairs where all the families were, and just like hugging people. I'm still in my full gear except for maybe my jersey and shoulder pads and skates. Like I'm still in everything. And I go up there, and because we were gonna like party in the locker room, just the guys. I think the plan was party in the locker room, just the guys, then shower and then bring the cup up and party there for the whole night. We were having the best time in the world in the locker room. So I went up there to be like, we should probably all go down, but I didn't want to bring everybody down at once. So I was like Dad, you come. Like Brady probably doesn't want to come. Like just us and the guys yet. So like I'll just bring you right now. So I bring him down, and this was the most like emotional, surreal, like unbelievable moment of my like experience with the cup. Was me and Barkov pouring him a drink, dunking the beer, full beer on his head. Like his glasses are fogged. I think his
over
hat,
his Gucci shoes.
I think his hat fell off. Like it was just like I don't even know what happened.
Video of it.
And then handing him the cup and him like just hoisting it in front of all the guys on the team. And normally, like when guys were doing it, like by the time like the 10th guy went, there was like ooh, like little cheers. Like guys weren't like going crazy every time. Everybody went nuts when my dad lifted it, and just because I think they all realized too, like the Tkachuk's name's on the cup now.
Yeah.
Like he was one of the best players of all time, and unfortunately never got to win. Like that's how hard it is to win, and I think he wouldn't trade in a thing for one of his boys to win it and for him to experience it like that. So like just everybody realizing in that moment like what it meant to me, what it meant to him, and what it meant to our whole family, and just to see the reaction from everybody and him lifting up above his head in the locker room, beer on the ground, splashing when he's jumping. Like that was the coolest moment for me.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting a lot
and
of
there's a good video of that somewhere.
There's video of everything.
Yeah, so that was.
How's Brady taking everything, man? Like I love that kid so much. I love the way he plays.
He was the absolute best. Mm-hmm. He was the best, and he.
He's burning inside, man. He wants to.
Well, I know I know he wants it more than anybody. But he was so happy, so supportive. He was the best.
Yeah.
Like I'm so lucky to have him as a brother, as a supporter, as like a wingman, whatever you want to call it. He's gonna win one day. Like he's too good of a player.
I know,
and he's a perfect playoff player. That's why I just want to see him like.
Oh
no, we're saying, dude.
We're all being listen.
Like I'm on the wagon. I want you guys to like leave the Matthew Panthers wagon and just go be on the Senators.
Oh, we're on it already. The
Sens
Sens were our favorite team like a year ago. Like we were like loving the Senators.
Yeah,
and we were getting people on the Senators all the time.
I need him.
Yeah, but now I need the Senators to pick it up a little bit and start building the winner around him.
He's the perfect playoff player.
Yeah.
He is a playoff. He's the playoff player. Like he's the definition of it. So
there's nobody like him.
I want nobody.
I want you to play against each other in the playoffs.
I mean that one might be. I think to start we maybe play against another team. Maybe if we win, we play each other. That would be a good start.
Just saying.
But I do have a pact with them. One day, hopefully, I win the cup for the next however many years, whatever. But one day where he's in the playoffs and I'm not. Whatever year it is, I will fucking be there because he has been at all the important games for me. He snuck in, he was like weekend at Bernie's disguising at a game for me in New York for Game 5. Like he just.
Oh, you didn't know he was coming?
I knew he was coming, but like it's MSG and
put a mustache on.
I'm like Brady, just Brady wanted to be low profile. He didn't want anybody to know and whatever, and just like who does that? Like he's such a great kid for doing that, I don't know. So I promise that I will be, if there's ever a time where he's in it and I'm not, like I will be at that game.
He will be, man.
And I'll be.
Unless Winnipeg wins next year, because Paul wants Winnipeg.
What is it? Can I ask you about that? It just was odd, and we love him to death. Paul.
Love Paul.
He's got such a good. I mean, obviously, we've had all you guys. But he did say he wanted to see Winnipeg win, and well, I'm like,
it didn't come out the right way. He wants Florida to win, but I think he's acknowledging a fan base like you did. That
he just said the wrong
is a big
thing.
part of you. It's like when Brett Hall goes to Dallas and wins. Everyone in St. Louis is like watching. I don't think Hawley said anything to St. Louis at the time, but I think he's not saying he wants Winnipeg to win instead of Florida. But he just kind of said,
"Yeah." I remember seeing that, and same thing. I was like. That really doesn't make sense. But
he's like, Winnipeg, I want you to win next year.
But I think we all know what he like met, and like it's the same thing as me. Like you've got a lot of relationships. I mean, he was there for a long time. I was in Calgary for a long time, and there are great people in both those cities. I don't know what he was. I know what he was trying to say, and it's just like showing love to your old fan base and stuff.
Can I ask you, when you win, do any of your former Flames teammates or Brad Treliving or former coaches, do they reach out?
Yep, everybody did. Every single
Johnny
person.
Hockey.
Everybody. Yep. Daryl, Tree.
Daryl did too.
Literally everybody. So like I mean I still got relationships with all those guys, and they were very happy I beat Edmonton. I'll just say that. Even if the guys that aren't on Calgary anymore, if they're on other teams or if they're with other organizations, like they were all pumped.
What do you think of that Broberg playing against him?
So I'm a huge fan
and
of
Holloway.
Yeah, that happened. So that's confirmed.
Yeah,
like
confirmed.
That's locked
today.
in.
Yeah.
I think they're great players, and I think that for the Blues to pick them up is big for the Blues, and I obviously skate with the Blues. I feel like I've got good relationships with all those guys, so you want to see them do well too. And it's my hometown team. There's still a little part of you want for your friends to have a good team to root for. So I think the Blues will be a lot better this year, especially getting those guys like that. Broberg, he's pretty legit.
Yeah,
like I think his coming out was in Edmonton this year playoffs.
Yeah.
And Holloway's just been pretty steady, but he's hard to play against. He's a truck. Yeah, he flies. He's a top. He's like a high first round pick, right? So there's a ceiling there. Yeah. I think. Problem is when you're a forward at Edmonton, like if you're not on the first power play, like
you're not getting on the power play.
You're not getting.
Is there a second power play?
No, there's not. So like
you come off.
So like I think that his I think he's a good offensive player, but you don't see the numbers because he doesn't get on the power play there, and like all those guys. I mean, McDavid, Dressel, they play half the game it seems like. So, but I think he's a really good player. But that Broberg, like I played against him pretty much every game in playoffs. Like he's a good player, skates well, he's long. Even if you're not if you're a big guy and you're not like the toughest player in the league, like he's not Chris Pronger back there, but he's just taking up space with how long he is and how well he skates. So he's going to be a good pickup for the Blues, I think. I think those are two. The fact they got him both is pretty unheard of nowadays. In the NHL.
Well, it is. Like they don't usually work. Yeah. To be honest with you, offer sheets. Did you ever come? No, you weren't an RFA.
But I think that Edmonton has a very old team now with losing those guys. Like there's not many young guys, so if they're gonna win, they probably have to win this year.
Bouchard, I don't know. Did you think Bouchard was gonna in junior when he was Robbie's age? Wasn't he? Robbie Thomas.
Good. He was really good, but he was 16. So I don't know, but I noticed it more the year after I left because I would still keep in touch with all those guys and check in on the scores and the box scores and everything. I don't know what he had for numbers the next year, but and then maybe it was the year after that too. Like he was just continued to typical London Knights fashion. Like you start out 16. And Dale's great about if you're gonna play, and they earned their way to play at a young age, especially Robbie. Like he played a lot for us as a 16-year-old, which never happens on Dale's teams. But he trusted him, and then the next year he becomes kind of the guy, and then the next year he's the guy. Yeah. And it's just you see the progression of these guys, so that when they're ready for the NHL, they're stars. Yeah. And London, I think we've talked about it before. There is no better place in junior or in college. There can't be a better place. If you want to play in the NHL and you want to be the best version of yourself, go to London, and it's going to work out. As long as you work hard.
You can get that NIL money now.
Yeah,
but they're not. But are they?
Hockey players
I shouldn't. I respect college hockey.
I know you do.
Brady, and I love a lot of the colleges and the programs. But for me, London, God,
it's more NHL
so
real.
Good. Yeah, it was perfect for me.
Yeah. Is it perfect for the kid who doesn't play in the NHL though, or isn't it high draft pick or whatever, versus college?
I can't speak of that experience, so I don't know. I don't know what they were.
Yeah.
Who's your
But Dale was great. Not to interrupt.
Go ahead, man.
Dale was great too because this moment stuck out, and I was like, wow, he's got a great mind for this. He didn't want me to come back that year after he won.
Oh, really?
When I went to training camp, he's like, I was 18, and normally, unless you're there's very little 18-year-olds that make it.
Yeah, very few. Yeah.
So I'm going there, and my mindset was to make it, and there was no plan B of coming back. But for him to give me the vote of confidence before, there's a spot on that team for you. Go earn it. I don't want to see you back here this year. I was like, that's a guy who isn't in it for himself and for his team to be good. He wants to see guys progress to the next level. So, like, I've got so much respect for Dale, and he's one of the best people in hockey. And, yeah, I'm so thankful for him. Both the Hunters have been incredible.
Yeah, they're
Do you hear
awesome.
from a lot of NHL players, too, when you win? Like, the Austin, the guys who haven't won, the Marners, the Matthews, guys that you have played with on various teams and stuff like that? Or is that just kind of like,
No,
doesn't really
I
happen?
heard a lot. I heard a lot from people that I've either played with or know.
Yeah.
You hear a lot from guys that have won before too.
Yeah,
And that was cool for me. Like, everybody that texted me that won before. Some guys on the Blues, like, Steiner texted me. I mean, obviously Robbie, I was with him like a week after that. So, we talk all the time, but like getting former players that like I don't know as much as like a guy like Robbie, like Schenner texted me, Steiner. I'm trying to think of guys around the league, like Brow, who I played and was close with in Calgary, and all these guys that have won before that are texting me and being like, just enjoy it. You just wait, but you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And Vladdy said something to me that was so interesting, and that I didn't really get at the time, but I've realized that now. He goes, Chucky, every time you see a picture, a video, or anything with the Stanley Cup for the rest of your life, it just gets better each time. So every time I see a commercial on TV, or if I see, just a old picture of me with it, or if I see a highlight from the games or something, like, I just get the biggest smile on my face, and it's so cool.
How did Vladdy fit in?
Perfect. Couldn't have been a better fit for us. Said everything right at the right times. Worked his ass off. Like, when I was watching him with the Blues, I remember him as the 40-goal guy who was all offense and great shot and all offense. He's still that, but he was sliding, blocking shots. He was like back checking way harder than I do. Like, stuff that like I didn't think he did. Like, he was incredible at. And he was just a great veteran presence for like guys on our team that haven't won. And like having that experience trumps everything. I still people can argue like, oh, sometimes it's better if they don't know anything or don't know it. No.
He was a calming presence.
The best. What a great pickup. Him and Oki were incredible for us, and I think put us over the edge.
Okay, so like throughout the years, man, like it's like every year it's somebody different who you go toe to toe with, and it's Doughty for a bit, it's Cassian for a little bit. Like who last year? Like who did you battle with the most? That just every night like you played against each other, you just knew.
Yeah, I think you got to just think playoffs because that's where it kind of comes out the most.
Who's the toughest guy to deal with?
Tampa. I feel like we had a couple battles with like Cernak. He's a hard guy to play against that series. Who we play next? Boston. I fought Pastrnak, but I don't like battle with him.
Yeah.
I had that down.
Hold on.
Is that 2 years ago? Is that
No, that was
year?
this year.
And then who we play in the Rangers?
That was cool, by the way.
So, okay, can you set the scene there? And then he goes and like talks to Monty.
Yeah, and that was cool. It was all on camera.
Okay, so what really happened?
So, I think we just made it 5 or 6-1 in the third period. And game's over.
Okay.
The shift after, or a couple shifts after we score, their third line or fourth line, and they're 5-6D, whatever, that thought they were tough but weren't. They're out on the ice and they like scrum it up and are like being like how when you're a losing team and you're frustrated and you're acting like that, like, hey, I've been there 1,000 times, I get it, but that pisses you off. Like, the game's over and you're like, we got Barkey and some of these guys out there, and it's like, come on, like, what are we doing? Then that happened again. And then probably we instigated it a couple of times. It's just emotional at that point. And there's not many guys left in the game. And so, like, I think Barkey was, like, on the ice in a scrum, thought he was kicked out. So then I go over and I'm talking to the refs, whatever. Marchand, their captain's off the ice. So it's Pastrnak coming over and talking. And I'm like, I forget word for word what I said, but basically, like, tell your guys to stop being idiots, otherwise I'm coming after you. And we just start talking. And then I'm like, well, let's just fight next shift. And he's like, he didn't say no. I think he said, he's like, he wasn't like backing down or scared. Like, a lot of respect for him. Like, I'm not like toughest guy in the world, but like like, I mean, I don't expect a guy like him to fight in general. So basically, it was just like throwing it out there. And he's like, we'll fight next game. I was like surprised. I was like, all right, like I'm in. And then we skate back to the bench, and there's like 9 minutes on the clock. I'm like, let's get out of this game. Like, I'm done. I'm checked out. I'm over this. So I just lean over and I asked him to fight. And I'm like, we're doing this right now. I'm not waiting on next game. And he literally looked to Monty and asked him. And Monty's awesome guy too.
Yeah.
And I think I'm seeing this whole thing. Me and the trainers are like, we're talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And Monty's like, you want to? And I'm hearing this whole thing. Pastrnak's like, yeah. He's like, all right, go ahead. And then he looks at me. He's like, I'm going out next shift, power play. Like, let's do it. I'm like, I don't PK, but all right, I'll see you out there. And I turned to Paul. I'm like, Paul, I'm going out next shift. And I think he was like, no, Chucky, it's a PK. I'm like, Paul, I'm going to fight Pastrnak. He's like, all right. And then
So he really?
and then well, he didn't even call me. I was just like, whoever was going up next,
Yeah.
like Lundy or Lucy, I'm like, I'm taking this one.
Yeah.
And then so we go out there, and I don't even know if that's like allowed, and like to go right from the bench into a fight like that. But
You're
at
right.
that point, it's like me and him, like going toe to toe, like not necessarily fighting. You know, we're doing it for our teams and
Yeah.
like showing like our teams aren't going to back down. And but at the end of the day, it's two guys fighting just because we're competitive guys and trying to beat each other up. Like it's
Awesome.
great.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
great.
Two superstars. Too,
Yeah,
though.
but it's
You know.
it's
Although
not
he
e-
has no idea what he's doing.
but in playoffs, it's more than like the emotions are so high. Like
Yeah.
you see stuff from guys that you wouldn't see in regular season. I
Right.
think I have a lot of respect for him, and
Yeah, big time.
he's
He's a hell
very
of a player, man.
he's a hell of a player, and he's a hell of a
Yeah.
competitor. And
You could have knocked him out. though.
well, we both tried to.
Yeah, but he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
he
but
like grabbed you this way, and you're just like,
Yeah.
and you missed on one, and then he falls down, and you tried to get him right in his temple.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not like
Throw him, yeah,
Oh,
and then
when-
he popped back up.
Yeah,
it was
people,
good.
People talk about like fighting and like there's certain rules.
Oh, just
there's no
fucking
rules in
psycho,
fighting.
dude.
You're
It's
trying to
so
beat the
fucking
shit out of the guy. Of
Yeah.
course. There's no rules. Two guys
No.
fighting on ice. Like there's
Cam
no,
tried
there's
to fight
no
me on the
rules.
ice one time when he
No, I bumped into
crossed
Andy.
the line
bu-
and elbowed me in the
I-
head. Gave me. I'm
I
still
bump-
have
I
a.
bumped into Andy one time and really rattled his cage, and I didn't mean to, but he's fragile, and his head went blop, blop. Then he came over to me and tried to fight me. It's on film, actually. It's pretty funny.
But I'm trying to think like the rest. There was no one-on-one rivalries.
All right.
That's
Just
business.
asking.
We were just business.
Yeah.
Go
Business,
out and
baby.
win. And
I like
I
it.
think nobody on our team was like we had big picture on our mind the whole year, especially as
Damn
we
right.
got closer to playoffs. And we were a hell of a team, and I'll never forget this year for the rest of my life.
What was Brady like around the cup? And when the family just had their moment with the cup, like nobody else around.
Yeah.
You must have had some like video people there or something because
He was-
they captured a lot of
Yeah.
it. But did he get near the cup? And what was the moment like when you brought the cup to St. Louis and it was just the family hanging out with it, or if you brought it back to your house and whatever? when nobody
that
else
was
there
the best
in
part
Florida,
about
yeah.
that was the best part of my day with the cup was just having it. I think we were at my parents' house outside, put it on the table in the middle. Everybody's sitting around. The cup guys telling stories about this year, this guy's cup day. Like that's what it's about. Just looking at my name from right here to where your water is. Just smiling. And
Yeah,
Brady
man.
was
Did he touch it or
No,
anything?
he didn't
No.
touch it, but he was awesome.
Andy.
Well, I know that. I'm just letting him say that he
No,
didn't
but-
touch the cup.
He did not touch it. No, he did not.
Not go near it.
I mean, I think there was a couple close calls, but
Yeah,
it's-
it doesn't matter, dude.
It's what happens when you're drunk carrying around.
Yeah,
an
it doesn't matter.
So, it was good.
I know you've been skating with the. Like, what's it like winning? Like using all your energy.
Yeah, dude.
You've been on tour all summer
you
doing your
tired?
thing, and then now you got to turn the page and you got to get your focus back to where it needs to be to compete.
Yeah.
So I am. Last year I was injured, which caused a little bit of change in my summer stuff. But like I am miles ahead of where I was, training, conditioning, health than I was last year. So I feel 10 times better than I did at this point going into camp. So I'm super excited for this year. Like I feel way better. I think I'm gonna have a better year. I just feel like I'm excited. I'm healthy. I'm just ready to go. It was a great couple weeks after winning. Felt like everything I did, like people posting shit. It wasn't as crazy of a summer as the videos might show because they got literally everything I did. But I feel so good. I'm healthy. I'm in great shape. Compared to where I was at this point last year with health and everything. So I'm just super excited for this season and hopefully have a good chance to get back to playoffs.
Yeah, and not to get back to Brady, but like I feel like I love the way he handled himself at the games too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did some interviews, and it's very rah atmosphere, and he was just very
totally
calm.
Cool.
Yeah, no, he's
I'm
telling you,
here to support
totally.
Matthew.
Yeah, I told you guys at the beat, like he was perfect. He was awesome.
What about Taryn? I've been reading articles about her in St. Louis. That everybody know. His sister is dominating in St. Louis. Getting a lot of
she's
attention.
at Virginia.
We've got
she's getting attention here.
We've got senior year this year, and this is the year. They're her best team that she's been on at UVA. This is her best chance at winning. They lost in the semis last year. They just had their first preseason game, and she had to just snipe.
Yeah.
First goal. I'm like, this is her year. Here we go.
Could you play men's field hockey?
No.
They have it,
No,
it's like an Olympic.
My back would hurt. It's more my back.
Like, I know you're bent over,
and like the whistles and everything. Like I still don't really.
You don't know what's going
on.
on.
But I love watching her play because
cool.
she's really good,
Really
and her
good,
team's really good.
Yeah,
like it's actually.
You get a
fun
chance
to
go watch games, like in terms of when the season is.
When's this being aired?
This is going to be next Tuesday.
She won't listen. No offense.
Yeah,
but we're going to surprise. We're going to surprise her, me and my fiance, next Friday. So she has no idea we're coming. She doesn't think me or Brady are coming this year.
Cool.
With our busy schedules,
but
we're gonna go surprise her and hhang out with her for, basically 2 days, a day and a half. So it'll be a lot of fun.
She may listen. She's gonna see it.
She's not listening. No offense.
23% of women do.
23%.
She's not listening.
Are listening to
that's a big number to
the show. Real quick, because I know you've been at the rink with some Blues guys and whatever, and like Bennington, and we love Benner, man. He came in here just a few weeks ago, and I'm always a big supporter of Benner. But I know you've gotten a chance to hang out with him at the rink. He told me you've been at the rink, and there's not that many guys there, really.
Yeah, no. This last week it was a
handful of guys.
Yeah, it was me, Parayko, and Sauter shooting on him all last week for 3 days, and then one day it was just me. One day it was me and Sauter. So I've had a lot of time working on my game, shooting on him, and hopefully he feels it as the same. Work on his game with me. Him trying to save mine and saving a lot of mine. I didn't have much luck scoring on him. He's a hell of a goalie. I love goalies that think the way he does and compete the way he does, and in their drills, it's you don't see it very often. He reminds me a lot of Bob with the way they compete. Like two of the best goalie competitors going. Like there's no until the whistle goes. Like you're playing everything out. I love that. Like it's game like. There's no set plays that happen in game. It's like some of the stuff that Benner was doing, he's sprawling side to side. I'm like, it's August, but that's just how he's wired. Like he's a workhorse, and he's a hell of a goalie. So for me, just getting for them being nice enough to include me in that is great, and love the Blues organization for letting me do it. But I love it's helping me, work. Shoot on a guy that's that talented. So hopefully it's good for both of us. But I love the way he thinks. I love the way he competes. Anytime you've got a goalie that good who competes the way he does, you always have a chance to win. So look out for them this year.
Did you ever like to study someone else's game? Is there a current player or a former player? Because the kids, you have a certain brand to your game. Like Brady has a brand to his game. Like not everybody plays the way that you do or scores the way that you do. That area of the ice and how you score. Same thing with Brady. Like in terms of how he impacts the game. Like who did you study or like to watch?
So I watch games all night, every night.
I know you do.
I'm a hockey nut, and I love watching players. I love watching certain teams. I love watching power plays. Like I'm always trying to learn. So right now, I get to watch Barkey every day in practice. And for me, the big thing watching him is one, how he shoots it, because everybody talks about his two-way and his hand-eye and everything. Nobody talks about his release and his hands and how quick he gets shots off, and he's just picking spots and shooting. So I'm always watching how he shoots in stride. He doesn't stop moving his feet. So that's one of the things I watch with him. And another thing is every time in practice every time he gets the puck or starts a drill, it's 4 or 5 quick strides, out of the gate, really strong. So that's something that I'm trying to implement in my game is right when I get the puck, don't think where you're going, just go and get on your horse. So I'm learning a lot from him. Some of the stuff I see him do, the hand-eye stuff, and the skill, nobody's able to do this stuff that he does. He's such an incredible talent. But I think there's stuff that he has in his game I can learn a lot from and do in mine. But one of my favorite guys to watch right now is Kucherov, and a skill that he does that I'm working on every single day I'm out there is how good he is on picking up passes or picking pucks up at the wall. Or like you can't give him a bad pass. Like you give him any puck, it's on and off his stick to a guy for an open net, or he's just controlling it and putting it, on a tee for somebody. So I like to think I've been working on my shot all summer, like off the ice and working on my upper body strength because I want to work on my muffin a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
And score from further out like my brother. But I think if I can get really good at like controlling the puck and making great plays, because I'm a playmaker at heart. So if I can really, really master that, I think it's going to help everybody out, especially my line mates.
Patty Kane was like that too. Just his ability to catch passes and pick up pucks off the wall.
Yeah, I see stuff happen before it happens. Like I'm pretty good with that side of it, but if I can just get better at controlling the puck and making, some cleaner plays and quicker plays and move my feet a little bit quicker, get in better positions, like I think it's going to help myself out. So I watch Barkey every day in practice, try to learn from him, and I love watching Tampa play because he's
except for the All-Star game.
He's incredible.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
the award show.
I'm joking.
The award show.
Hey,
he's cool as shit.
Everyone thinks
he's cool
that.
as shit.
I know. He's one of my favorite players to watch too. Like he makes it look so easy, and he's so good.
Hey, can I ask one more thing from me? We appreciate it, man. You've been great. So when you go out of town, you got a lot of attention the last couple of years. Like, are you more popular than Daddy in St. Louis now?
No,
Come on.
Are you getting recognized a lot in St. Louis?
I bet you are.
It's been insane.
Really?
But in the best, most respectful way possible. Yeah. It's been. I could have never imagined. I could never imagine it being like this, but it's super cool. And like I said earlier, it's just the stories they want to hear. It's hearing what it was like in playoffs. It was hearing, the celebration, what like the behind the scenes stuff that people want to hear and what you were thinking and everything. And I could talk for days about my experience and, talk about my teammates and everyone around. So I've really enjoyed it. And yeah, St. Louis is such a special place for me, and the people here are the best people in the world. And, I really, just super down to earth and just really want to hear good stuff. So I love talking about it.
You're one of the few guys that St. Louis fans know that didn't play for the Blues.
Yeah. No, it
doesn't happen that
right? But I felt that
like a non-hockey fan, you're saying.
But I felt that support so much in playoffs with the Blues being out and us. I felt it a lot the year before because nobody wanted to see Vegas win, and nobody likes Vegas and a lot of the parts in the U.S. In those cities, like everyone wanted us to win last year. We felt that support, especially from people in St. Louis, and then especially this year playing against a Canadian team. Like I got all the support from people in the U.S. and especially St. Louis.
I got two questions for you left. Right now, I may have another one or two. No, two left.
As long as I'm out of here in
I'm
5 to 10.
I'm kidding. What have you done to improve your skating so much from the time you got into the league into now? Like, what have you worked on the most?
Well, so this summer, going back to the Barkov first few steps with and without the puck, I've been doing a ton of jumps, weighted, resisted, single leg, moving squats, like running, stopping, like everything. So I've been really, especially now with me being fully healthy, I can do it. I can do everything this summer. So I've been doing a lot of that. I've been doing a ton of sprints, a ton of field work. I lift 3 days a week, and it's been perfect for me. And then the other days I'm doing a lot of off ice, movement work and stability, and just trying to be strong.
You bring a trainer out with you to a field?
Yeah, just trying to be strong, on my skates and everything. So, I'm a very strong athlete, but I've got to be able to use it all. So you got to be mobile. I do a lot of different stuff in the summer that's helped, but this one has been a lot of jumps this summer. So
one-legged,
everything.
Yeah, box jumps.
Everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah. Did you get in trouble for taking the cup into the ocean?
Yes.
Did Rodriguez? Because he took it in there too.
Did he?
Yeah.
No. Well, I brought it under the water. Looking back,
what happened?
Should you bring silver into the ocean and salt water? No.
Oh,
but
I didn't know that.
I haven't slept. How am I supposed to? I know he told me the
hasn't
rules.
slept.
Yeah, but you're not even.
But if I would have known about it, No, I still probably would have
Who
done
cares?
it. Still probably would have
That
done
thing's
it.
been abused through the
No,
years.
no, the
It's
cup
part of it.
guys understood.
Yeah,
The cup
ain't no big
keepers
deal.
understood. They told me the rules after. I swear to God, I didn't know before. But yeah, good, great memories, great pictures.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
great
that was
picture.
awesome,
And you
man.
got the cup for 2 days here, which is not normal, man.
Yeah, I got it for a little. It was
Day
like a
and a
day and a
half,
half. So
yeah.
it was. I got enough time to take it to all my favorite places. So that was very
You did
lucky.
a good job with
Yeah,
I was
no,
very
you did an
lucky, and
unbelievable
You
job.
did a
And I remember, going to the first place, and it was at that moment I had a choice: you either lift it up for everybody, or you don't lift it up for anybody at all. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll lift this up. For
And I told your dad too, man. For
so
you,
I probably did thousands of
your
shoulder
shoulders
oh,
are
presses.
yeah,
chest,
your
dude.
shoulders
Hey,
are gonna.
I don't
be,
have to do upper body for the rest of the summer
Yeah,
after
there it
that.
is.
And I told your dad too, for you to include the kids and all that. In
It's
your,
awesome.
Yeah,
it's
you did a
what
good
it's
job.
about and stuff.
It's
You
all
did a
about
damn
the
good
kids.
job.
We knew you
They'll,
would.
they'll never forget that, man. I'll tell you that. And last thing, we haven't even brought up your mom. We brought up everybody else, but like she's been a hockey wife for so long, right? And then been a part of all of your dad's NHL games, international games, all that, and seeing him come up, not be able to win a cup, and then for you to do it, like, what do you think that meant to her? Like, she's been through all of this with all you guys,
I think she realized, her of all people, being around my dad for all his great teams and all his years, like how hard it is and how much time and sacrifice he put in. And then she sees how much sacrifice and time I put in to get to the NHL. And then in 8 years, how much time and sacrifice I put to winning and becoming a better player and everything. So it's a commitment, it's a sacrifice, and it's not just me, it's her. It's the whole family. It's former coaches. It's everybody. So she sees the big picture of it all and all the hours that go into it. And then, she couldn't help just cry, happy tears after. Like it was truly a family achievement. And that Tkachuk name's on the cup forever. So
Damn right it is.
it's incredible.
Do you spell your name right?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
Do you know that I have a jersey? I got my kid a jersey, and he doesn't know to this day because he would never wear it. He's got a couple, but one of them it was from China, and they spelt it wrong.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that's China.
They where?
That's what you get. China.
So they spelt it wrong. So people are always trying to like say, "Hey, isn't this misspelled?" I'm like, "Don't say anything. Like, don't tell him because he won't wear it."
That's why it
But
is.
but congrats, man. I mean,
you're the-
Thank you, boys. Thanks
you
for
know,
having me on again.
Yeah,
I
that was
guess
awesome.
we'll,
Yeah. No, we're gonna have you again next year
let's,
too.
Let's do it, and hopefully after another championship.
damn
that would
right.
be,
I know.
Yeah,
that would
man.
be, that would
Thanks
be
for
incredible.
doing this, man.
Right on, Matty.
Okay.
Thank
Congrats,
you,
man.
boys.
Cool.
Thank you.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy.
Troy, Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. That was Matthew Tkachuk, baby.
My boy.
Love Chucky.
Although you know who my favorite hockey player is in the whole league.
Hang on.
Come on.
Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady's my favorite.
Brady's in my top.
I love Matthew. He's up there.
Brady's in my top.
Brady is my favorite hockey player. Go.
Me and Matthew share an opinion for our favorite players.
Who?
Matthew and I have the same favorite player.
You guys are so nerdy. God. Matthew and me.
So Matthew and I have the same favorite
We
player.
have the same favorite player. Who is it?
Cooch.
Keiichi. Yeah, Cooch
I
is
love
cool.
Cooch. I was thinking about the next jersey to get tied.
Keiichi?
Because he's almost getting out of that age where he's been playing on teams and stuff like that. He just he doesn't wear like an NHL player's jersey to practice or anything like that. But like when he does like his skill skates or skating sessions and stuff like that, he likes to wear an NHL jersey. But you can only do that for so long before you kind of outage that,
Yeah.
So
And you grow out of them.
I know, dude. He played his first soccer game, by the way.
Yeah, goalie.
Only for a little bit of the time.
Oh, okay.
They kind of rotate you through. He loves goalie though, but he hadn't really played a soccer game since like preschool. But he talks about soccer all the time because they play every day in recess.
Yeah.
Chloe's a soccer player. He's out there shooting all that.
Yeah.
So he was like, he really wanted to play, and it's hard. And like last year, I tried to get him signed up, but it was too late. So this year, I was able to get it done in time and played his first game this past weekend. Man, he's got to like learn a little bit of the rules from the physicality standpoint, though. Like, like it's just because
You can't bump into guys.
I told him you can because I go. The cool thing in soccer is they maybe give you a yellow card, but then you're not out of the game. And if you do knock somebody down, they just stop the game, and then they just get the ball, and they just you don't get you're not going to the penalty box for a couple minutes. Like you're not shorthanded.
If you run somebody over, he'll boot you out so fast.
Oh, not really.
Really?
No.
Okay.
So Matthews kind of changed his. You think he's changed his game? Like, he doesn't get involved in a lot of the other shit.
Yeah, no, he talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I wasn't as loud this year, and it all worked out. I didn't wear myself out doing other little things. Like, you don't need to do that.
Do you think Brady needs to, like... See, but I don't think Brady does it with the same intention
Why would Brady...
that Matthew had. I think Brady's just reacting to his anger of the whole situation.
His team's not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're winning basically 70% of your games.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
Mm-mm.
But Brady's losing 60% of the games.
Yeah.
That's god awful.
He's like chasing guys down who are like shooting into empty nets with the extra attacker.
He was wild when he played St. Louis. God, when he squared off with Tyler Tucker, didn't have to do that.
No.
Like, Tyler Tucker's probably playing 7 minutes. But he did.
Because he's more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. When he plays. As a defenseman.
But Brady is...
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's top 3 probably.
He needs to probably chill a little bit. But I'd rather have a guy that you need to tell chill, be a monster and control it. Rather than not being a monster at all.
A few years ago, Ottawa was our favorite team in the league. Remember?
Yeah.
A few years ago.
I don't know if I said that they're my favorite.
No, I said that.
Then that doesn't mean they're mine. Are we sharing the same? What are we doing here?
What are we doing? You know? But then last year I just couldn't get behind him. I was just like Timmy Stützle. Like, let's go.
I know.
Like, you got so much of talent and ability, and you had 1 power play goal last year. Like,
I just like Brady. I mean,
I like Stützle, man. He's got a lot of ability. And they got some other guys, man. That Jake Sanderson is a sick player on the back end. Now they got a goaltender from Boston, Olmark, right?
Yeah. They'll be better. Jersey will be better.
They got David Pastrnak, so they got some culture builders.
Yeah. You got a guy that's going to be a leader, probably settle down Brady a little bit to have David Pastrnak out there. David's awesome, man. He's just a good dude.
What do you think?
Hard worker. Like, I love him.
Could you imagine playing with somebody who also played with your dad?
Yeah,
it doesn't happen very often.
It'd be pretty cool if your dad played 20 years in a show.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
It'd be pretty cool to watch your dad play and play AAA and wear a Blues jersey while you're playing AAA, and then you go to the game and you come in the locker room and hang out with all of us, and then it'd be pretty cool.
Do you remember Matthew coming around?
God, yeah. So do I. Then we skated together. Then we'd start wrestling and fighting and stuff like that on the ice.
Brady would always he'd take like a high stick in the face or something. He was like so young. Yeah. I remember him crying a couple of times after games because he took a stick to the face.
With
all these kids. That's the thing about Joel Quenneville, man. I loved it when Joel was the coach because he had everyone's kids inside the dressing room. And then it kind of changed a little bit after that. Like, kids weren't allowed in the locker room.
Yeah, I saw. Andy Mack brought Jake in. I mean, like, if you had a kid,
Jake was really young.
Really young.
Yeah,
he was like 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you bring him to the mills and stuff.
Yeah, I remember seeing all those kids, and then once they got older, you skate with them. We're skating with all those kids now. With the alumni, they come out and skate with the alumni. I remember skating with Keller and fucking Frederick and everybody and Patty. We'd all get together and skate. Even when those kids were young playing AAA and we're in the NHL, they would come skate with us. And Patty and I and everybody else are like, what the fuck is this?
There's that Sean Avery clip going around of him like
getting boarded.
No, he's like crushing like Keller.
Oh no!
Showing like he does those videos.
Yeah.
He's like, look at this guy. He sucks. Mm-hmm. He's like a little kid, and then all of a sudden Keller scores a goal.
Oh yeah.
He's like, he still sucks. I love Avery's commentary though. But I think he does an amazing job. He's fucking funny. But I love Keller too, man.
I like Keller too. I do. He's a good kid. Damn good kid.
Yeah.
It's good to. I did see a clip of Avery in an All-Star game. I guess in an OHL All-Star game, maybe.
OHL.
And he gets fucking buried from behind.
He did?
Yeah, knocked out.
Well, those games, it's probably like a top prospect game or something.
It said All-Star on the clip. They could have messed that up.
Yeah, that
could have been a top
typically what it is. But they're playing hard, right?
It's a big difference. An All-Star game.
Even if I was in an All-Star game in the OHL and you're not drafted and like people, you just want to perform.
Not physically.
Do they have All-Star games in the OHL?
I don't know.
Or is that
so.
a top prospect game?
I think they
do. They stop?
No, they do because I remember Rob Henniger had to get a haircut and all that stuff. How dare they? Rob Henniger had this he had bad hair just like I do.
Did he have dreadlocks?
No, but he had this long kind of look like a mullet. And I remember Tom Webster coming up to him and saying, "Hey, look, you're going to be on camera. Mm-hmm. You're in the All-Star game. Shit, cut your fucking hair." And we're all like, whoa.
Dude, that is just
how horrible.
What is Tom Webster doing
That was his
now?
culture.
I hope Tom Webster isn't working in
He had that mullet. That was his
Tom
culture.
Webster should be canceled.
Well, he's dead. So, you know, you're bad at that.
I am.
So you know.
Bad awareness.
You do.
I don't have bad awareness. You know what's funny is I see people all the time who have no awareness, and I talk about this quite often. How some people just have zero awareness of feelings and respect for other people.
Everybody's different, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
But like, you can't let that. You gotta suck it up sometimes.
Don't try to counsel.
You gotta suck it up sometimes with shit. Okay. Not everything fucking should bother you. Okay. There's weird shit going on. Everybody's eating a shit sandwich in their own way. If you let little pussy things bother you, then you're gonna be a miserable motherfucker your whole life.
Give Derek Lalonde a shot.
I don't want to hang out with you. If you're miserable and negative all the time, I don't want to be around you.
I'd hang out with Derek Lalonde, dude.
Yeah, we did.
And fucking Bobby Booger.
We did. Yeah.
Windsor boy.
Yeah.
Stevie, I didn't get to see Stevie. I didn't even.
Beelined it right up to me. I talked to him, dude.
Well, I was a little busy as the master of ceremonies.
This was at the end. You know, you're probably looking for a cocktail. Somebody had to give Andy a certain kind of cocktail. I can't drink Smirnoff. Come on, Lori. Lori. Poor Lori's scrambling. I go, whoa, what's going on? Lori, we good? Like, what's going on? Andy needs a cocktail. I go, the bar's right there. But he can't have that. He can't. I'm like, God, what do I do?
She wasn't acting like that. Did you have fun? How was she at the table?
Great. Except for that, I felt bad for her.
Yeah. But after that.
I'm like, Andy's a goddamn princess. Listen, I know you're fun, but that would be annoying. You'd have to have certain.
It's
no. It was a fucking huge.
For one night, I'll drink Smirnoff.
But you didn't, and that's the point.
No, I did the rest of the night.
But if it's that with booze, Andy with the food situation where it's got to be a certain kind like that would be annoying.
Fine.
That would be annoying.
I like vodka and club soda.
They had it there, but you didn't like the kind of club soda they had, and you didn't like the kind of vodka they had.
I didn't even know anything about it. I don't know what you guys were even talking about. Honestly, I was oblivious to it all.
I told you.
I know.
I even went up to you and I go, "Hey, you good? Want me to find you?"
Yeah, I'm good, dude.
You're like, I can't. You're like, you get out of here.
I said I'm good.
Am I lying? Maybe. Am I lying to the people? Why would I make that up?
Embellishing.
I'll text Kate right now and I'll show the camera.
Embellishing.
Want me to show the camera? Is Kate lying too?
How was Laurie at the table and everything?
Good. Besides that, I just told you.
Okay.
Scrambling for you.
She had a lot of fun that night.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah.
You know?
A couple of her close friends with her too.
Rob Ramage's wife was cool as
my wife.
Batch.
Absolutely loved her.
Totally cool.
Loved
chick,
her.
Man. Cool.
They talked.
Beautiful.
They talked a lot during the
high school sweethearts in London.
No.
Yes. So Rob Ramage in London, like the handsome.
He had a sick ass white coat on, by the way.
He looks
and you know what?
handsome.
All y'all who are putting out the top team in London history, and they had 4 forward lines and 3 sets of D, and then 1 goalie.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Stolarz, is he the only goaltender to ever come out of London?
I don't know.
Like they don't have anybody else?
I don't know.
I'm not saying he doesn't belong, but I mean,
that
London's
historic
goaltending is very weak. If that's the best goalie to ever come out of.
So you looked at the top.
Someone created the all-time London
That's
team.
what they did with the Windsor.
You better put.
And I made
You
it.
better put Rammer on that damn list.
Really? He wasn't on it?
I think his jersey's hanging from the rack.
Yeah.
They don't even know. It's like, what are you just? We're starting at 1999.
Yeah. No. Rammer doesn't age, man. My wife even was like, he is a handsome. I go, God. I go, yeah, he is. He looks the same.
His white jacket.
He looked awesome.
They're all in great shape. Peter's in great shape. Al McInnes is in fantastic shape.
John Winsick looks great.
Winsick,
shit-kicking son bitch right there, baby.
He's
my boy.
He could still fuck somebody up.
Yeah, he's a cowboy is what he is. That man will save your life. If there was ever a time where you were jammed up in the woods,
he would save my life.
He would, yeah. You'd be like, oh, God. You'd be like, calm down. Calm down. No, this is what you do. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Chop that tree down. No, grab that. We're setting it up
His
here.
His wife is an amazing lady.
Awesome. Too. Awesome. So we'll get a little shout out to all you guys.
We got to get Wire on here one day.
Yeah, I know.
He's the guy with the afro from the Boston Bruins.
John
Winsick. Challenge the entire, I think, Minnesota North Stars bench.
John Winsick lives in St. Louis now.
Remember, he did the T-stop, came up to the bench.
They know. They know.
And kind of gave, hey, who?
And he goes, I guess,
who wants?
Get out of here.
Yeah. Who wants one?
Yeah. Killer.
He's still a big boy.
Nicest guy in the world. Just got done skating. Like He won't skate with us anymore because he's a little too older now. But
he's still incredibly influential in the St. Louis minor hockey scene.
Yes.
Took teams for decades, still to this day, I believe, to the Pee Wee Quebec tournament.
Girls now. I think he coaches with girls now.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a different animal.
He has had a granddaughter or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
damn good for St. Louis. We got some good. We got some good hockey people here in St. Louis,
and Rob Ramage.
We got some good hockey people, and to be able to see all the kids that made it, you know, I mean, it keeps going. It keeps going and going.
You tried to rile up Rammer a few years ago when you put a bounty out for me.
I did put a bounty out on Andy's head with the military guys, and they listened to me. And I forget that they listen to every word I say. And if I tell them
you created some jams, you put me in a jam.
I could tell them what to do, and they'll listen to me. And I gotta put me in a jam. I put you in a jam. They were gonna hurt you. Mm-hmm. Then I called it off, and everything's okay.
Yeah.
But just remember that,
dude. Hania, they're all my boys, dude. Hey, all those guys, my guys. No.
Then put a bounty on my head. See what happens.
Okay.
Let's see if they listen to you. You know.
Should I do it right now or
put a bounty? Andy's got a bounty on my head. All y'all, because they all listen. Uh-huh. Let's see what happens.
Well, I just need someone to take care of business for me.
You know?
Just a little business.
You know what I mean?
Keep it on the ice, though.
I bet they won't.
Bet you they'll get you.
I bet they won't.
I bet you they'll get you.
I bet they won't. Those are my people.
You need to, settle down over there, dude.
You need to calm down yourself.
Cam almost got beat up one time.
By who?
In his post-playing career. That was by me.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, man.
That's funny, man.
Who would win between you and Chaser in your prime?
It'd be a 2.5-minute fight. I would love to fight him. And both on our prime. Yeah. We'd kick the shit out of each other.
Okay.
Switch hands.
Are you being too nice, or are you...
No, I think Chaser's hard to fight, man.
Okay.
He's very smart.
Twister would...
Twister would be very tough to deal with.
How would Twister do against, Bugard, for example?
It'd be tough for Twister.
You think Bugard's the toughest fighter ever?
One of them.
Who else is?
Dave Brown.
Proby.
Chris Simon in his prime.
How did Twister do versus Proby?
Okay. Proby was playing... I don't remember them fighting too much. Mm-hmm. Now, Proby got knocked out, too, just so you know.
Yeah.
Proby got knocked out by Todd Ewing. Yes. Probably got knocked out a couple times by a couple cats. Todd Ewing.
Yeah.
Not Ewing.
Patrick Ewing.
The Steve Ewing for the band. Yeah. Anyway. Todd Ewing, rest in peace, and we love you.
We love Todd.
Todd Ewing. Yeah. But knocked out Probert. Probert knocked out some cats, too. Mm-hmm. But Chris Simon, if you watch Chris Simon, when he had the long hair, and he was playing for Quebec, Colorado, and Washington. How he fought guys, that would have been really difficult for me to fight a Chris Simon, because he had he was tall enough, and he had the jackhammer lefts, and he would go down the pipe, and he'd get you, and it'd be tough to go toe-to-toe with him. Yeah. Then it'd be tough to switch on him because he's got more of a reach than you. Mm-hmm. Chris Simon would be very difficult.
Okay.
If in my prime and his prime, Bugard would be tough for me.
Semenko.
Yeah. I think Dave Brown is up there.
Schultz.
He's a lefty. Yeah, but Schultz is he that big, you know? Mm-hmm. Was he 6'4", Schultz? Mm-hmm. I think he was just super tough for the 70s, you know? All those guys, Stan Jonathan to
Rempe.
I'm not scared of him yet. He hasn't done enough for me to be like, that's going to be, I don't know why.
He's been in the league in 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. Shit, somebody might throw an offer sheet on that son of a bitch.
I know. Come sell some tickets.
You know? And I wouldn't even care.
Hey, listen,
if the Blues picked him up, I'd be like, God, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'd be like, God, yeah. He ain't, though, because he's going to cost money.
I want Rempe out of
New York.
Why? Because they don't let him talk.
That, and they're not going to play him that much.
No.
I want him to get 10, 12 minutes.
I know where he's going to play.
I want him to play on the third line.
But he's cool in New York. I don't want him, you know.
He's entertaining.
Yeah.
Listen, entertain me with whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it. I want to be entertained.
Before we get out of here, give me some things that caught your attention from Matthew. Like, talk about the conversation.
Shit, I forgot.
I know. You have sleep apnea. You have memory loss.
God.
So many issues.
Dying.
Give me something.
About Matthew?
Yeah. I like when Brady and
Big Wall. I do feel bad. I think I interrupted him one time.
Oh, my God.
I didn't mean to.
During that story, when Brady and Matthew walked him out.
He slowed down, and I popped. Sorry. You think you're really good at letting people talk.
Telling a very...
You're the one that interrupts one in. So I did that, and I apologized for it. Mm-hmm. But we had him on for an hour and a half, dude. Yeah. And he talked the whole time. And he got out everything he talked about with the parties to winning, the little details with his family and this, that, and the other, and different certain plays throughout that long season. We kind of went back and talked a little bit last year's stuff. Like, there's a lot with him, and we just let him talk.
And
the Jason Tatum recreation of them in high school together. It's just, he's an interesting guy.
It was a very easy conversation.
Yeah,
we could have gone on for another 2 hours.
Let him go, and we're gonna have some other big boys coming up here too. By the way,
yes,
important guys.
Yes, we do.
That it's getting crunch time now. We got some questions for a lot of people, and
do you think I'll be your master of ceremonies for your roast, or do you think I'll be the master of ceremonies for the roast?
I haven't decided yet.
Or will I be the? Well, I might have to be the master of ceremonies.
I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet. I might pick you,
and I can just introduce all the roasters and roast myself.
Yeah, that's what people want to
not
hear
roast
you
myself.
roast
No,
yourself.
no.
No, you'll get got.
No, and
you'll get got.
be a roaster.
You'll get got.
And be a
you'll get
roaster myself.
There's plenty of subject material for you.
No phones allowed.
Yeah, I don't want that. Nope. Can't have that. The women thing, I don't care.
I don't know, because I don't want Gord Miller to get me when I say.
I don't want Gord to get me. They cut my hair a little too short the other day, and I was I couldn't take any pictures because I'm gonna have to shave my head.
Is this not shaved
It's
already?
not. No.
Oh, you didn't have a hat on the other night.
And I look so bad.
It was okay.
Oh, I look terrible.
Jesus.
I just look at some of these pictures, and Kate always has to go through the pictures with me before she posts and whatnot.
Oh my God! You just let her. I hate that.
No,
my wife.
Kate's great about it.
She'll ask you before she put.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Laurie will just post away, and I'm like, fucking take that shit down.
Foot down.
I didn't want you to take that. She just comes over like the paparazzi, starts taking pictures and
get control of the situation.
Putting shit up.
Get control. She still doesn't know. We've been doing this for years. She still doesn't know not to post certain things that you don't approve. Yeah.
I know.
You think you're going to post something to Lori and she doesn't look the right way? She's not going to be like, what the fuck is this? Take it down.
We posted a nice picture of ourselves, but it was kind of like outside the venue. It wasn't.
No, Kate goes through everything with me, dude. No.
I didn't take any pictures because I'm busy being the master of ceremonies.
We heard that a billion times. You talked for 3 minutes total.
No, I didn't.
You didn't? No, it was good. You talked at the beginning.
Oh, now you're chirping. Now you're.
No, but you're acting like you did this you said literally 3 minutes worth of stuff because you got into it right away. But
I had to talk about each person for 2 minutes, so it's probably like.
You read your script. Yeah. It's all good.
I wrote the script.
No, I know.
As master.
As you should. Who's going to write it?
As master of ceremonies.
You wrote Zombo's script.
He didn't have one. I pumped his tires though before he came up.
Yeah, so did I.
I stood back like Yachty or Molina.
Yeah.
Behind the plate.
Yeah, like Yachty.
When somebody is coming up to the plate and they're going to give him a standing ovation, you step back.
Step back and let it happen.
I stepped back for a couple standing ovations for Rick. Little did I know what we were about to.
God,
what was your table saying?
With Al and all them, we're just looking at each other. I'm making eye contact. Everybody was looking at everybody.
Oh yeah,
and I was trying to find
everybody. Oh,
and then at the end we all got up.
Bravo! I loved it.
Oh my God!
Everybody's like, it was the greatest speech ever. And then like later on, did you see Zombo just?
Whoa!
I loved it.
Yeah.
Bravo!
I don't give a shit.
Firstform.com/CameronStrick, baby. Get on our link and do it today, man. And get all the great stuff and send us your order. Got to use our link and you're automatically put into the prize package, inserted into the, help me out here, Cam. You're inserted into the
raffle to win.
Yeah.
To win a prize package with a chemistry hat. And
stop looking at the phone.
Well, I'm trying to set up that golf tee time for our people.
You're just. Can you give me 5 minutes?
Get going.
Can you give me 5 minutes?
Get going. First Form.
What's your favorite top 5 products? Go.
We already went through this. I like the energy drinks. I like the beef sticks that I have. I get the collagen. I get the liver detox. I get the hair and nails. And
okay, that's 5. 5 bars and everything.
I don't do bars, so don't speak for me if you're going to ask me a question.
Do you have anything for the?
I got
and all the apparel is fantastic.
I mean, I wear all their stuff.
Formula 1 level 1.
In the lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
I need to do a little bit more to be.
It's a lifestyle.
In that lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, baby.
It's a lifestyle, and it's a good one to create or to follow along with.
You can take Cam's advice on a number of things, except the sleeping patterns and what you talked about earlier, like being in your own room.
And masturbating? Come on. They know.
Okay.
Jesus.
There's a lot of women listening to it.
They know too. You know?
I had a woman email us the other day.
Oh, no.
All good stuff.
Okay.
Her name was Sue, I believe.
Cool.
Say hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue. What's up, girl?
Bench Clears and benchclears.com. Get one of these bad boys. Or that one.
Yeah.
You can get any team, American League, retro teams. And they're very lightweight when it's 100 degrees here. You can't survive without bench clearers.
Oh, God. The heat.
You need it. Benchclears.com and use our promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you 20%.
Yeah.
It's a pretty damn good deal.
Pretty dang good. Dang good.
Pretty dang good deal. And you can't survive without Chili plastering either. You need that swimming pool, man.
Your pool can't. You invest all this money in your pool. You better.
You're gonna get shitty plastering.
No. You gotta get the big dog to come out. And take care of
the big dog.
Okay. Gotta get the big dog out there. That's Ryan Shilly. So all y'all know.
That Pebble Tech technology, baby. 5-year warranty.
Take care of your goddamn pool. It's your baby, you know.
Proper cannabis. Use that promo code Cam and Strick 20 is gonna save you 20%.
Get that mind right. Sometimes you
get your mind right, baby.
Get that mind right, you know.
Get that mind right, baby.
Get that mind right. It's nice to get that mind right and cook a good meal for everybody. Like, I love that, man.
You ain't cooking.
Why would you say that?
Well, who are you cooking for?
Why would, like, that to see that? I don't understand that. I cook for Kate and I like, every fucking night. Yeah, she's a damn good cook.
Is she?
Damn good
We may
cook.
have to have you guys over for
Kate
dinner.
is a dang good cook. And she does everything perfect. Like, she'll cut it up perfectly. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where I'm just like, it's the optically maybe doesn't look professional because I know the taste is going to be dang good because I know how to season. I know how to slow cook. I know what's what. But when Kate puts stuff together, oh, my God. God, her lasagna, so goddamn good.
Really?
She is a damn good cook.
Get out of here.
She takes her time. She does her stuff, you know. Now, she doesn't cook and clean at the same time. I'm cooking and cleaning. I like to be organized. Yeah. But, man, she has damn good food.
Listen, man, Illinois Recovery Center, Cam. The IRC, baby.
It's my boy. I had Christy Pondoff text me the other day. He goes, dude, turn on NHL Network. I go, oh, it was the Blues in 2011 versus Calgary, and it was Jerome McGinley was like 1,000 points or something. Oh. And Davis Payne
Were you
was
in the game?
Yeah. I was on a line with Reaver. And Chrissy,
crushing
guy. Chrissy goes, you and Reaver played 2 minutes and 58 seconds. like why would, that's Davis Payne. Like me and Reaver, I watched the shifts, I'm like, we look good.
Like
we were
pucks are getting in deep.
Pucks are getting in, fucking flipping it up. I have my white skates, a little white in the back. I remember I had those for a year. Reaver goes in, blap. I go in, blap. We hold the puck, kick it up to the fucking blue line. D crashes net, stand in front of net. Like, what? Then don't play for 15 minutes. Because they're double shifting, because it was such a serious game, I'm sure. They're double shifting the fucking top two lines.
Winchester's getting
20 minutes.
Me
and Reaver play 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
I love
penalties.
I love Brad Winchester, by the way, baby.
No penalties. Like, why would you do that?
That's the last time you swallowed your tongue, Brad Winchester.
Only time I did.
Well, and last night.
Maybe last night when I got my sleep apnea. It's not good. 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
Dude, Illinois
must have been a good reason.
We've had more people reach out to us who everyone knows somebody, Cam.
Yeah. No, there's somebody struggling in every household, every neighborhood. You can throw a rock and hit somebody. Yeah. And they know somebody or that even them are struggling with addiction or whatever. Yeah. But now you got Swansea, Illinois, you got Illinois Recovery Center. It's my people, man. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now. Eric Conley, Chrissy Pondoff, everybody that works there, legit people. They care about you.
If you yourself need help, if you know of somebody in your inner circle that needs help and you're not exactly sure how to get them the help because they're not really reciprocating or digesting the offer, you know, like reach out and we can help.
I'll help, dude. You guys can message me anytime you want, baby. Yeah. Anytime you want, and I'll help
Recovery
you guys.
Center.
Love you guys.
Cam at Bellman, you get
Swinging Dicks, none. Dale, Kenny, Danny, we'll be talking to all y'all soon.
Buick GMC on one side of the street.
I told you.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on the other.
I'll drive one of them Buicks.
Everybody gets approved.
Good.
Where are they located?
Troy, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful area.
You say hi. You say hi to everybody.
I just did.
Okay, good.
We'll be talking soon.
Yeah, they're the best.
Buick.
Just a skip, hop and jump away from St. Louis.
You said it right.
Yeah, okay.
You said it right.
Yeah, and they're the absolute best.
They're the best in the business, baby. All of our sponsors are.
Hell yeah,
Goddamn
baby.
right.
Hells yeah. So
we got a lot of good stuff coming up here.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Matthew Tkachuk. Support all of our everything, social media, and obviously subscribe to all our platforms, including YouTube, baby.
Love you guys. Check out YouTube. See you, dudes.
Peace, y'all.